tell it, just pretend. Can we dance around it? Why do brittle beings in dirt lock? I'm flying and can you stick it out?
Look into my eyes, feel the love intensify, blow like dynamite. Give it all tonight, treat me good, I'll treat you right, let me satisfy. I want your body, just say you want me to. I got nothing else to do. I got nothing else to do. Into my eyes, feel the love intensify, blow like dynamite. Give it all tonight, treat me good, I'll treat you right, let me satisfy. I want your body, just say you want me to. I got nothing else to do. I got nothing else. I got nothing else. I got nothing else to do. I got nothing else. I got nothing else. I love the way you drop it down. Get down if you want me now. Get down, bring it to the ground. Get down if you want me now. I got nothing else to do. Now I'm out for blood. Knock, knock at your door. Knock, knock at your door. Knock, 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 knock at your door. Knock, knock at your door. Now I'm out for blood.
So I am not free to be whoever I want to be. Hey, can somebody come? Can somebody come in? Can someone come and rescue me?
make it better, I will sing to you. Shawty, you're so perfect, let me fall for you. You're all alone tonight, yeah. I'ma get closer to you. I'm falling for you, and I can be the one. I'm falling for you, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Recklessly, I try to run the fight. I am late, I never knew my right. Every second feels like it's the end. All my life I try to be a friend. Anxiety's up, I feel my body ache. And I can shake the murder on my name. Second guessing choices that I made.
Whoa, here we go. First off, apologies. Last week, I was meant to be doing this last week and covering our Telialigaen lobby number 2. Well, lobby 2 group B, because there's 2 groups. These guys are stat Norwegian league. I actually really like it. We're going to a bit more, especially as the games unfold. So first off, apologies. My PC just had a complete meltdown. Literally as I queuing to go, it just complete system bosh, out we go. But there you go, we're here. Super pumped. It's a league. We missed a couple of weeks, so we have 20 games left to play. So we'll be tuning in pretty much every Tuesday. We have a break next week, but then obviously following Tuesdays it will go on, and the finals will be confirmed as well. And just a overview, a quick look at what we are basically doing, what the guys are doing. We've got 5 maps of every season, so it's best of 5. So we've got 2 Wrangles, 3 Miramars that are going to be coming up, and our top qualifier will be going straight through. Middle will be playing off in the finals, and the bottoms will be getting relegated down. But enough of that. Let's get into game number 1. It's a Wrangle coming up. And here we go for match number 1 out of 5 here for the Telialigaen League. As mentioned, this is a league that's been running. We missed a couple of weeks, but fundamentally we are well in the action. We've got super stacks of the teams, and we'll work our way through as I will learn the teams as quickly as you guys are. But I think the ones to be watching here are the edgy lads. Our team number 12 are guys which are going for Yaz at the moment. They seem to have a very, very good lead at the moment when it comes down to this tournament and this event. And currently stand on 182. Void is chasing, so Void, the team at the moment, going down for our Pachinki. They're with 150, and Mad Marines is our 3rd place on number 3. So these guys with the darker red on Mad Marines coming down. This is the Norwegian League. Again, super stats. I actually really like how this played. I'm a bit of a soccer guy or football guy. Depends on where you are in the world. I will classify it as a both. But actually, I like that the top person gets promoted, and then the middle section will then work their way down and out they'll be working their way sort of for the finals to again to be promoted. And then we've got obviously additional people which unfortunately will be relegated down. So 4 controls though, as he does launch a nade. Nice grab on their nade, but unable to get the get it out the windows. It does hit the actual top, and 4 control though with our little cheeky banana are the guys which is now taking Gakar. Oh, Let's have a quick look. Zone's just going to shift out. It's actually coming late on the flight path as we did have an east to a west. Actually quite high though. A couple of our teams are pretty stacked. For those that were knowing me, also I do been casting a lot of the Pro League stuff at the moment, and you tend to have a look at the Discord and you can see all the landing and time points, but not with the league. It's a league, it's all to fight for, and guess what leagues we've got coming up? We've got the PCS 7 kicking down. Again, can't wait for that to get going. We'll be doing watch parties here and giveaways. I might even try and get these guys, if I can do some giveaways for these guys as well, and maybe get some G coins out. Or see if I can get some skins. But yeah, watch your specs. Anyway, let's have a quick run up of the teams. So our BO team, which is these guys here, where they're taking the hospital split down to that sort of west hand side. They've got a nice little rotation to come in. Noobs with boobs. I need to change their colour really because you can't really see their logo. But Noobs with boobs, love the name. They are just sitting a little bit higher up there as they take the South Georgia ball. On the top side though, in the Severny, the depths of Severny, is Veronica or Ferro. These guys taking that north side. Out on the far, or the early drop on the far east though is in before IB4. Again, I just quite like their little logo, little Channel 4 logo. The guys which seem to be running away with is Edgy Lads. I want to see what the shirts those boys are on, because if you're edgy, you've got to have those decent shirts on show. GIS though sitting between them and School Flats. We do have though SG Boomer Team, or SG as the short tag is, in actually flats and around. Above them though, we do have the Lost in Leonis, taking Rosic and across towards Waterworld. Further around is our Team Arctic White. I actually really like their logo. I was looking at the logo today. I actually quite like that. That's simple, but it's quite effective, and it does really work well on the overlay. Then we have a little bit further down, again another logo which I quite like is Clean Squad, little cheeky toilet with the little sprinkly cleans coming at the top. They've actually gone down towards that Milter power split. Further across for the S road though, we do have a little angry gentleman here with their little moustaches. So TB Gentleman, currently sitting, well, our TB Gentleman, SG Boomerang out of there. TB Gentleman on 11th place, actually got a plus though on that last game, so they are sitting in 11th. They're working their way up. A little bit further across though, we do have Welcome to Ferry. Not actually landing on the ferry pier, but getting ready for the rotation as our gentlemen are rotating past now. No shots is taken as a gentleman though. Like that little logo, I love that little guy. Again, a nice little simple. I think the guys need to lose that background though. Look a lot cleaner with just the heads. As Skunker is going through the middle, he pitched himself up though. Phase number 1 is coming into situ. Actually, he does a full spin round, and Welcome to Ferry Pier is kind of rotating around behind him at the moment. So a couple of teams split, centralised up. So snowmobile. Someone asked me what's a snowmobile. Look, here's the windscreen. It goes onto the front bonnet. There's the front little sleigh of it, and then comes down the sort of the track, so to speak, and then you go up and around to the seat. So you see, if you look exactly where the fields are, kind of outlined a snowmobile. Not all snowmobiles look the same way, and I appreciate that. I've got a bit of imagination, but work with me, people. We've got it all to play for. As I said, it's game number 5. We're best of 5 this evening, but we do have multiple days, so this is not the only day. Rajasto sending itself back. As he is on a full retreat now as our 4 control, our Banana Boys, coming in via chopsticks here. These guys are very, very split here. Marines have got little to lose. They're in 3rd place at the moment, and it really looks like, from what I was looking back earlier about the different rounds, and definitely for me, Edgy Lads, Void, Mad Marines, Team Arctic, they seem to be situated 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. The other teams are catching up. There is a bit of a point split between Edgy Lads, so again, it's all to play for. We know some teams can have some major games to be able to close those gaps in. I think it's about just being tight and just trying to really, I suppose, harvest in as many kills and those placement points as we can. But one thing Mad Marines want to do is they are very split. We've got a 2-man up here on the top of where by Everest. Boom's a little bit further out by the swamp, and then we are situated the player in here. We are he's getting crashed now as Everyday Heroes. Not a little bad logo again, but you're just going to need to lose the outside, boys. It is good for the old social media, but you tend to want to lose those additionals. And I like their little E-Day. Played on eBay. Love it. You can plan the logo as eBay as well. Just wrapping down. So our Marines are solo warriors, clearly. Clean's coming in now. I've just come by, and we are taking Void, taking South Pachinki Hill. A little bit of an early deter as every day now. He's backing away from our BO boys. Oh, right, GIS doing the same. They're taking the shots here at the toilet. Clean squad. The toilet squad. Little toilet logo. Love it. CS now backing away. So they've gone back the other way. GIS though, they'll split with 3-1 as OG lads are currently the team that is running away with it. That's not running away. They're not running away with it. Let's be honest. 182 points at the moment. They're currently sitting at 106 kills. And Void though, right behind them, they're on 150, but they only got 101 kills. So there isn't that much in it. But our edgy lads seem to be the team that is leading the way. So quite interested to see how these guys are playing. This is, again, as mentioned, is a Norwegian league. Happy for you guys to talk in different languages in chat this evening. We tend to try and keep it English as possible as I can try to help, but happy to support and the love. Okay, so most teams are settled in now. A little bit of military island. Don't expect it to go military. Definitely going to be like we saw yesterday in the Pro League. I think we're going to see out the field. Question for me, is it going to go on the east side of the snowmobile or the west? It does have capability of going otherwhere. We could see a hard shift up to that top side here, as we do have the Franco Blissey Pharaoh guys sitting at the top. Our Marine guys are rotating through. That is a hard rotate, as they are sending it straight through. Ide do get the first knock, and that should be the first quick kill and confirm. So Ide turn off the evening as they do pick our Marines, our third place contenders at the moment, with a nice kill and confirm. Welcome to Ferry Pier though. Sitting with the Groza as Boom is rotating around. Some of these names I do recognise from additional things we've been casting. Need to see how they. Oh, he's have to lay low quickly. Doesn't get down. So welcome to Ferry Pier, just waiting their time, and they do get a second down. So our Marine boys are losing additional players here. Void though would be hearing the gunshots. I think they want to have a little sneaky look at this. I don't know if they can quite see the car. On a little scout around, but IMSO? Yeah, they can't quite see it. Now going for the extension. Welcome to Ferry Pier, going for a full extension, and they do pick up. So now we're going for the confirm. They're eager to take the kill here. Now the massive extension coming over. Edgy lads though do take a knock on IB4, and Void do actually stop the progression as welcome to Ferry Pier does take a knock. Getting a quick confirm. I think welcome to Ferry Pier might need to give up the player now and just play this one out as a 3. Phase 2 has now exposed itself, and it is coming down towards the snowmobile, but actually going for the res as well. Marines though do pick up noobs with boobs. I feel like I'm a noob with a boob sometimes. I need to get a lot fitter. I'll be feeling older nowadays. Lost in Leon, so they're taking a third part. As you can see him hammering the shots through and able to get the res on. Void though, our second place contenders are on top of the hill as they are South Pachinki. Need to look at the relocation, really think about this zone. There's a lot of teams are already on the shift in. GIS though playing, and they might even stop. Key areas though is going to be this trench. GIS have the free run, and as long as they don't stop, they can continue to work their way through. They might just want to scout it, but GIS going to have a little cheeky look at the compounds. So teams now wrapping in behind. So our Arctic team, Arctic White. Love the little Arctic, like the 4-letter tab as they do rotate past GIS here. They're getting clean. No connecting shots, but nothing really to shout home just about. I see 5, last guy. GIS not getting the knocks on him, so definitely going through. Trenches being taken up by Arctic guys, and our edgy lads though, looks like we get an early. Are they coming in for a crash? Is it an early crash? It is. They have pushed themselves in. So gentlemen though on the defense here, and our edgy lads are going to be the aggressive They've crashed in. Gent now backing away as they do give up here. Arctic though does get SG. Nades are going in. Arctic though do get another knock there on the additional side. So RIG lads though, and Arctic, one of the first teams actually in the trench, and trench is key. Last player for SG though further out as the guys are down. There's all the confirms now coming in. So Arctic now putting the points on the board. Egido taking the compound, but only taking the factory here. It's going down, actually not going down by Edgilaz. So Edgilaz not aware of who's in this compound. So yes, they look him lurking on the outside. Want to try and get the third party action. Not too many teams committing to the middle of the snowmobile. We do have a bit of water in. We now got to play away. Frank has wrapped himself around by Ferry Pier. We do have Lost in Lowness, who's actually lost on the outside at the moment. Our clean squad needs to get themselves in as well. Void played down that sort of south side. And Gents actually has another knock and a third knock. Secondary knock going down, sorry, not the third. As our Edgy lads now are pushing themselves out here. Edgy lads playing through as they do stack up nice and tight, really tight. Aggressive work here. Edgy lads now stick on the outside. They continue to use the north side of the wall to get themselves cover. Gentlemen though have lost one as GIS though have played themselves in. Edgy lads so taking the aggressive. Axel on the hold, he's trying to hold the door. Nades are coming through. To be very cautious now. The back door is that second nade does get the knock. So our Gent boys losing another player. You know, able to get the res though on the other side of the compound. So they do now have a two-man stacked up. It'd be a hard hold. It is a bigger building to try and defense. And definitely at the moment though, Edgy lads are super, super tight. Lost going to get a knock on E-Day. Trying to get you guys all the dates. Or got no mods on this evening. Edgy lads though have gone back for the hold on the warehouse. Against though, it was a hold. GIS will cause some issues, but they've actually backed themselves away. As Void does take the push back. In before, they've wrapped all the way around. They come from 12s. Unfortunately here though, look, clean squad though seem to be going backwards and forwards on the outside, not really deciding where they want to play in. They're coming back now as they are wrapping back towards that sort of northeast corner. Just on the outside though of that is welcome to Ferry Pier. They have started the Resper, but they're going to have multiple teams maybe coming in and try and they sort of squeeze the angles here. They need to ensure they deal with a clean squad though, as they are having a little scout. Void though have come off the south Ferry Pier. I'll just have a little scout to see where they can get in. Definitely spotting the player now. I think that's the right move there from Ferry Pier boys. They've really made themselves noticeable and pushed into an anchor point they can hold now. E-Day on the holders. We do have a little bit left of a tiny little crest left of our llama. Oh, good shot coming through. It's not connected. Lost nearly, so sticking the res. E-Day. These guys have got. Oh, unfortunately, doesn't get the knock, but actually goes down. Nate coming straight up as well. So Lost Leon's losing 2. Might have to be a bit more aggressive here. Abby is playing through the middle, rolling back. The smoke is about to burn, so needs to be very, very cautious. Does get the additional players. It comes right. The res has come in, so Lost Leon's on the back foot now. Last guy going out. Outstanding play actually from that team. Has a nice aggressive. And do you know what? It allows me to give this a quick try. Hey, accurate replay is working. I had a little problem with this last night, but Lost Leon's as they already got one down. That second knock though was crucial. They didn't need that. Able to stick the res in time as they were making the play. And this with that smoke, yeah, he knew he had to back away. That smoke, he needed like 5 seconds more on that smoke to really make a difference. Stop the players pushing up. First knock coming through. This nade though coming down. There's that first knock, and that nade already cooked out. Winner on that one. Nice play for them. Zone shift though actually has gone back towards the snowmobile out in the middle here, and we are seeing a little bit more action now. With Clean Squad though has feared in the force of the Groza. Cronenberg and the whole Void though have actually come a little bit out. Remember, Void was sitting right out in the field. They've actually come in to take the fight early doors. Clean Squad does have one in that one. Flash though is going to be good. Just chuck the nade. Actually going further back now. He does get the tabs. He destroys the door. Sees the player on that additional side. Surely you can't take a Groza to the face like that, and he has. As we do see Team Arctic will also do SG. Welcome to Ferry Pier though. On the outside. SG though has been eliminated. For control, they are playing on this bottom side, so a lot of these teams will be really condensed. 13 teams up. It's a 16 team lobby, so we only lost 3 teams so far, so 42 players remain, and we are just cresting on the 18 minutes on the clock. Welcome to Ferry Pier though is gonna have to try and hold here. He does have hold as fake skills. Oh, he needs to hit that shot. Full control, so taking the attention now towards him. Void is further back, and Void, as I said, they were out in the field. They actually filled in behind here. Welcome to Ferry Pier. Ferry Pier might not be used to having teams backfield as they normally have the water behind them. Void, though, able to stick the res as they use a smoke effectively. GOS, though, getting another knockdown. Void. There we see 4 controls, though, do pick up Welcome to Ferry Pier. Last player for Ferry Pier, though, sitting out in the blue. He's going to have to work his way in. And Void extending themselves a little bit further out. They have got a lot of ground at the moment. It's going to be quite hard for them to try and stay alive. GOS, though, on the outside, taking the shots out on the field. They just need to deal with the teams pushing in behind. GOS, though, really in the driving seat now, especially for this type of zone. Just need to ensure they can get themselves out. Edgy lads, though, they seem to be on the push. Welcome Ferry Pier eventually does go. That blue zone wouldn't be helping that one. Oh, the fight on the additional sides here. E-Day versus Team Arctic. Or Arctic White. E-Day is getting a nice kill confirmed. Oh my god, nice shots. He ducks and he dives, and the Arctic goes send themselves out. Poor Logic though, he's got such a hard push out with the car. He needs to get out as well clean. Every second is a second the blue will be tanking him. Have to really stick a med on here. That is a hard play out, mate. He's going to go zone. He has. Unable to get himself out. GOS will be happy with that one. They are still holding, and now they get to draw their attention back onto our Edgy Lads versus Gents. Gents still alive with their 2-man holding up. Barra versus BO is not coming in. Our Gent boys want to deal with the Edgy Lads. The Edgy Lads do stick the control. BO, though, do get an additional knock. So, again, quite an additional side. We'll stay with our Gents at the moment. Are backing away. They really need to get these knocks on. I'll fast tab them up, and we'll grab a quick look at BO though. There's another one down and out as our Ferry boys should be able to get, at least stick one of the reses on before making the play. In addition, the BO is further out. Oh, Gents though not quite connecting the shots. And one spins around, they do go down out. They were causing damage, getting the knocks, but unable to get the confirms. And our TB gentlemen, they send themselves out. 11th place for them. For control though, straight after that, as we start fight for this top side. A lot of teams really like condensed in now. Noobs with boobs. Love it, lads. Absolutely love it. Might. Boy, to been bouncing around with the zone. Actually, quite like what they're playing with the open grounds. Remember, they were out on this side here for quite some time. And actually, cut back in to take the fight on the hill. And families in the shack that has little to no cover. Can't get the momentum. Oh, I love it. That is very sneaky. Getting out using the car as cover. Just able to put enough on it. Duck though, ducking and diving. Oh, and the team's even giving him some smokes. Has he got enough on the car to keep going? That is outstanding. Duck, hey, MVP in my book, baby. Whereas just on the outside, as they want to try and control, we still having a little bit of fight. GIS have played into the compound. We do have our in before on the south is they are just playing on the blue down to that last one. And GIS though, who have been lurking on the outside of this compound for quite some time, and edgy lads who crashed in quite early to the fight with gentlemen. Gentlemen are having that fight on both sides between GIS and edgy lads though. Eventually do go out, but they did hold for quite some time, but unable to get some points on the placement. We are on the placement points now as we've got 8 teams. Remaining 23 players up. We've just gone over 22 on the clock. IB4, you'll find it quite hard now. Next movement for him is going to be up and over this hill, and E-Day should see him. E-Day haven't seen him. Tommy's coming behind. Noobs are boobs. Pick him up. Void's actually causing the damage on him. Edgy lads haven't got no idea he's here. Does he risk it? Oh, he does. For a Chucky Mickey. Let's go. He's picked up one. Can't quite get the angle. Oh, the additional player going down, and he doesn't quite get down. Oh, he actually does get away from E-Day. Actually, Void. Long distance shots. As Sandrium, though, causes the damage. Zone shift is coming in. BO is sitting firm. Pharaoh's managed to get the reses back on. They are back to a 4. Their final player was quite extended out, so it looks like they did stick the res on. M16, never a good spot when you were sitting with M16. GIS do go in, so apologies, we did miss that fight there. Void though just now cresting on the inside at the northeast corner. Needs the boobs on the northwest here. Edgy lads though, they've got a little bit of coverage. They don't have to overextend just yet. We do have E-Day and Farah need to try and get in. BO though has the hard cover. And let's see what Farah can now do. As Farah needs to get in from this one. E-Day receiving another knock. Zone will be playing now, so teams have to extend on this. Both these teams will need to move in on zone. E-Day got a bit more time. Uber Boost though does get the extension over for Void. And the utility is going down as their cover is folding like origami. Duck, my man, who's using the vehicles in an outstanding movement as wasn't quite able to get the molly in. Void having to lay low, and it's going to be really up to additional teams that are on the push. Needs with boobs have to turn around, get the support bro on as they are coming from behind. Alright, on the heavy push. Ducks, he's right in front here. Swagster. Just trying to crest over the top. Is able to stick the res and does get it clean. E-Day though, again double knock though, as it does have an anchor point. Duck needs to turn around here as the lads are becoming thick from behind. Nade's gone over. Needs with boots getting folded, mate. As we do nice rotation round. Void receiving a bit of relief of pressure. Now I'm trying to apply the pressure back as Farah loses 1. Using the car to the full max. 5 teams remain. We're about to go top 4 here. Yippee 8. Oh mate, Die Hard. Best Christmas film. Come on, peeps, isn't it? 100%. That's caught him moving, so does catch him on the momentum down. As Emperor Swagster does pick up, and E-Day goes out, and they take 5th. Top 4 teams remain. Pharaoh, though, do have a 4-man. 1 is knocked, a 3-man up. Our current leaders of our leaderboard, though, is sitting with a 3. Void, though, with a 1. And BO, who are with a 2. Pharaoh and our lads seem to be the main drivers here. Anchor point, though, for Pharaoh. So I'm going to go 2 ways. They've got 4 up, and they're kind of playing as a 3-1 combo. He's out of zone. We'll be waiting. Might even be able to catch the cheeky shots, though. Wally is up and over as it goes full send now to try and catch the guys coming up. BO, though, well, you're going to know that someone's close when they can get those tabs on like that. It's going straight back up and over as he wants to ensure these teams need to get in. Edgy lads, though, have pushed straight into the middle here, and Void got to now take the fight. Gets 1. Emperor Swagster. Be a 2-on-1 fight on the additional side. Pharaoh does go down as BO does get the knock on him. They received a knock though, so unable to get the res. They're going to be going out to a 3, but Emperor Swagster's just pushing forward. Nice aggressive play. Level 1 vest, and it is tanked. As he's not quite in zone yet. Zone is coming in, and Void, though, is having to fight on multiple counts. Smoke will be helping. It definitely looks like our edgy lads, though, are fully in control. Last nade. I don't think he knows that Emperor Swagster has got this close, really. As both are laying low. It's unfortunate for the snowmobile is always key. Emperor Swagster is just waiting. Comes alive, but he doesn't get him as Void picks up an additional. I have to lay low now. That's the additional. Oh, edgy lads are not helping. Pharaoh, who is again, oh, he's actually giving up for him to go for the point. That's cheeky. We see that a lot in leagues, not gonna lie. Yeah, they have lost 5 kills on the board, so we are now down to a cheeky one. A little bit of a one-on-one battle over here, but the edgy lads kind of feeling it's their game at the moment. A game which you feel like the rest of the teams will go, do you know what, this is a team we don't need winning here. Edgy lads, though, have full control of the zone. They do have an anchor point, though, I think he is further out, but I'm trying to work in. Void knows Pharaoh is a one-on-one. Will we see a little bit of a gentleman's agreement here, eh? Do you know what? We can't allow these guys to win. Void is out. I believe they're both out. They're both on the edge of the zone. It's going to go to the wire. But I feel like we're going to see a very, very quick ending. The moment these two are kicking off, you're going to see the descent. Just trying to clear the cover. Try to get him in a 1. Making sure no one's in the location. Void, though, is crawling forward. This is going to be a tough ending. He's got a hard play in. You kind of want him to get up on and get like a 3-on-1, 4-on-1 fight. He's going to tuck them all in, but I just feel like the moment these two stand up, it is going to be the end. Sensei. Hydromate. Lurking forward like a little ninja. He is on that. He is. They should be able to hear each other now. I think they just put themselves both in a crawling position to be able to see each other. Void, though, is further away. Edgy lads, though, they are just waiting. I think he's going to see Sensei first, though, right? Use the bush. You're in the bush. Become the bush. Oh, gonna go to the dark little. My money don't jiggle jiggle. It folds. Let's go, people. Control is there. He's waiting. You know he's itching. Trying to figure out. He knows the gunshots that come from this one. He's like, why have I not seen anyone? Void's been picked up. Goes on to the final player now. So they're able to put an additional point on the board. Just sneaking forward. Come on, at this point you just go, do you know what? Let's just go. Stand up. Get some shots on. Oh, he's been tabbed. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Edgy lads. Who is that, boys, as well? Let me know. Come on. Is that like your captain? IGO. Anyway, GG's for that. They took game number 1, 13 kills, 23-point game, and a team that doesn't need to be taking the lead anymore as they are already sitting in top spot. Pharaoh picked up a second. Void. You know what? I'm impressed with Void. They done well. They were constantly bouncing around that lobby there, trying to cause some damage, and they've done some bits. Let's have a quick look at the action replay. It's always going to be a hard play in on this one. They just need to try and work their way in. And it's always going to look. At the moment he stands up, he's going to be seen. He actually gets spotted just before he crests over the top here. And they do catch him as the shots come away from that hay barrels, I believe. Yeah, 1, 2, winner, winner, chicken dinner. That's game number 1. It's going towards Edgy lads. Right, quick about break. I'll update the leaderboard and I'll see you guys in just 2 seconds. Oh, let me turn the lights on, people. I'm sitting in the dark. Got a little bit of headache on. That's why I got my dodgy glass on. The banter will come in on Twitter. It always does. Anyway, round number 1, great. Edgy lads showing me why they're already top of the leaderboard. And that's a team, especially for anyone else playing lobby, they don't really want to allow them to get the extension of the lead. So really a team that you kind of want to control out very, very quickly and deal the damage as effectively as you possibly can. Overall, though, good games, a lot of action. Definitely showing our Norwegian guys what they've got to offer, as it was a great, great watch. And lots of good action, actually, with a lot of teams getting caught out on the rotation. Let's have a quick look at the leaderboard, though. And there we go. So Edgy lads, though, do extend their gap. They've got 185 down to 205, though. So big, big gap, though, as Void got a bit of chasing. Now, we do have an additional 20 games potentially up for grabs on for them. So it is it's not as they're running away from it. It's done, dusted. But at the moment, they're in the promotion spot. And this is run like a league, an actual football league. So those guys, if they continue to lead the way, they will get a straight promotion straight in. The rest of the 6, though, will be working out for the finals to get themselves a spot as well. Anyway, that's round number 1 done. Let's go for round number 2. It is best of 5. So it's a wrangle. It's coming up. Cool. Here we go. Match number 2 with a south west up to a northeast. Actually, not a bad flight path. I know the first flight path was up for question because it was quite high. But actually, this going straight across the bat, we had a little bit of drop zone on each other. Not enough to really shout about. But it looks like we might even have a little contention here early doors. We do have ELITEeSPORTeu actually and our clean squad jumping down early doors, down by the actual swamp area, and they are fully contesting. Actually, as clean squad actually going for the hard spawn car. They might be trying to back away from this one. ELITEeSPORTeu, if they're quick on the guns, they might be able to catch these boys. No, they do get a couple of shots fired off though, but able to get away clean. Hey, clean day. That's not, no pun intended. They are now going to have to circle the way back down as they've got to find themselves a quarry. Plane has done dusted. No other, as I said, there's no other real contention. We do have a cheeky 2-on-2 fight at the top of Stauber as both teams go for a full commit. But Stauber, that kind of place that you can get away with. But we do have our IB4 lads actually landing really, really tight. A bit of a split from for control. So if IB4 is quick enough on this one, they can actually potentially take a 2-on-1 fight. But they've got to be quick on the push. Okay, teams are having out. Let's have a quick look at the zone. The zone is late, so we do have a Stauber, Severny, and Yaz in. It definitely, for me, is going to go top side. We do have a little bit of water in the top. Plus, we have to factor in the actual river and the lake here. Kind of, for me, is going to be that top side. Edgy lads, though, sitting in Yaz. I think these control will be the first person, maybe to play out towards the compounds at the top here, maybe even the granny. He does have abilities to come back to Yaz. Quite rare, but we have to wait and see how we go. Before getting stuck in the mud, not on the push, and they needed to be quick on this one if they want to take the fight early doors. Julian Antidote is pushing back as he does work his way back out around, and again, the longer they leave it, the additional 2 players from the teams could tighten themselves up. Ball control now tighten up back to a 2. Actually, having a little cheeky look at the leaderboard here. There's actually not bad movement. Everyday Hero's got a +3 on that game. That's not bad for them. BO's gone down 1. Brokeout has gone up. Our Pharaoh guys, they've gone up a +3 as well. So NNNOOOOO, no change. Team Arctic White, no change. Mad Marines, no change. Void, no change. ELITEeSPORTeu, no change, really. But actually, overall, not a bad momentum shift. They've got a small gap now to come. That gap between for Void is 160 and ELITEeSPORTeu is 205. Don't forget, you can type exclamation mark Twire leaderboard bracket. Scores, all of them will bring you up the links to the actual Twire. Leaderboards are sponsored by Twire.gg. Go check them out. Make sure you get an account. Go show them some support, and you can get some great additional features when actually you do have a subscription with those guys. Following that, though, we get a secondary message come out from our bot, which is actually Telialigaen's league website, and actually that gives you a great insight of actually how the league's run. It tells you who's getting promoted, company getting promoted. It is a live day feed, so it won't update today, but it'll update tomorrow, I believe I've been told. So after today, you'll get to see all the changes. Now, obviously, as it stands, we can see ELITEeSPORTeu does sit in that yellow. They have been highlighted yellows. They will be getting promoted to the top, and this is what this team is working towards. All these teams here, we have a Group A and a Group B. They're currently on the work to make sure they can get promoted up towards the league number 1, the division number 1, because that's where the money is. That's where you're going to get the prize on the doors. Ball controls, though, they are to tighten themselves up, as we do have one of the players literally lurking back on Stalbin. You've got to think these guys don't really want to be staying up at Stalbin for too long, as the zone could shift heavy away from them. Nice movement, notice Ferro does go take one of the compounds there. SG push away over between school flats, mini Ros, as some teams call it. GIS, though, sit on the additional side, as they still remain on the south. Lost in Los Leones is currently lost in Rozuk, as they do hold in Rozuk. Gents on their long rotation. Again, they've done well. I think they'd be disappointed they didn't get the clutch up, as they did get the additional knocks. And we are seeing, whoa, a bit of a drive-by here on the south of Georgia Pool. BO going round in circles, Void's going round in circles. This is not PUBG, this is more Destruction Derby. As they are trying to actually pick up Void. He's on the bike, he can't take the shots, and he has to go for a full retreat now. Void, though, actually pitched up on the other side, hoping to bait in the BO lads coming across. Are they going to come across this bridge? It doesn't look like it at the moment. They've actually gone back over. But on the additional side, we do have our Mad Marines, who went actually a little bit early, if I'm honest. The last one, they're playing really split. Next win, so we get the shots on. That's actually right. Decent shots on the secondary player, though. Just flipping across, using the car. Oh, my days. Actually using the tree well, getting the shots free. And the additional player from Marines, though, gets that knock, and BO sending one of the cars down into the water. Second knock going down, so BO, unfortunately, on the back foot now. With, well, I suppose only 2 players now still on the south side. Boom. Needs to stick a res on. They did literally ditch one of the cars down in the water, so Mad Marines will be very quickly on that one if they did pick this up. He's on the swim, but looks like they are going to go for the confirm. Is it getting stolen? I think it is getting stolen. It has got stolen. Void, little cheeky. They need the points. Let's go. Yeah, though, with the split are chasing, as they that whole disruption for that team. Really didn't need that. They're going to lose an additional player down and out. Lost in Los Leones. I'm pushed over from Rozuk, though. Ferry Piers now coming in the south side of the zone. We do have ELITEeSPORTeu playing out, pushing towards South Georgie. Arctic, though, versus Clean Squad, who off the bat not really getting the drop they needed, as it was stolen, but they able to get the cars, able to get a bit of loot. Doesn't look like they're fully stacked, if I'm honest with you. Hey, bro. Jan, is that EP Jan? Can't be EP Jan. Might be EP Jan. I don't know. I love it. This is my first time with the Norwegian stuff. And again, thank you guys for inviting me to come cast it. I'm still learning. Still a bot. Still loads to learn. Still loads to pick up. PC World is so in depth. Started though with a split on a 3-1 as they come back. Telltale signs, though, a lot of teams are thinking it's going to pull back down to the southeast, but I'd say majority of the teams now playing on that north side. I think for me is going to be potentially right. I'd be for going for a 2-2 split, still holding 2 up in Stauber. Control, though, have moved themselves down. They're actually only a 3-man. SG actually taking what I'm going to say is a prime real estate here, as they've gone for the 2-2 split, especially if this zone pulls back this way. These guys will be really happy with this one. Granny will be open and free for teams to potentially dive themselves in and try and take away. Void coming at the crossroads. BO now getting across their solo player does follow through from voids, and now pushing down to shooting range. We do have eBay, or I keep saying eBay, E-Day. Oh my days, I'm gonna have to get this. I said eBay in my head, and now I've got it stuck in my head. So E-Day now coming through on the west hand side. Actually, pretty much settled. Noobs with boobs. I will change the colour for you boys next week though, because that red doesn't work well with your logo. So apologies, that's my fault. I will make the changes so we can see the logo. Okay, guys, pretty much tightening themselves down and up at the moment. Not working their way in. So most teams are pretty spread, and we are seeing a bit of a 2-point of attack. Some people are still hoping that it's going to come down on the sort of south side here. They believe it's going to play down towards maybe that southeast corner. Maybe they're hoping it's going to come back for Yaz Fields. I don't think, for me, it's kind of screaming out that sort of top side at the moment. And North play actually do have a hold in Yaz. Okay, zone is about to crest. This phase number 1, 16 teams are up, 58 alive. Players really lost has been BO as they do find themselves down to a 1 now, holding up in the underground by shooting range. A lot of long distance shots coming in, but again, that telltale sign, we've seen a clear divide really between two sets of teams, between the north and south. Here comes the moment of truth. It's going to shift. It actually comes south. Wow. I hold my hands up, completely wrong. It is shifted so heavy south, and not even towards Yaz. It's pushed back towards that school flats. The only team which has got this right is Welcome to Ferry Pier. WTFP in the house. Go put the lottery on. Go do what you need to do because you got it right. Instantly moving back for the corner compound now, just on the east hand side of school flats. But we are going to see such a huge migration here from the team, as pretty much every single one of these players is now in a vehicle and moving, apart from Ferry Pier, who held out south, and they held it well. Good shout for them. GOS though do stop. They go for the overextenders there. Arctic White though will take the hill just by them. I don't know. Interesting to see if they go for the stop. They're going to go for the scout as they are looking, but clean. They do pick up to see the team's already there. Bit of action now on the other side as our Marine boys are taking noobs with boobs. There's one knock here. Noobs with boobs going actually sending into the water. They do actually have a split. I don't know if they know that additional players here. In the nade, he does pick up and over. Unable to deploy it correctly as he does get caught out. He's now trying to take the fight. Marines are higher up, so it looks like they are working, but and that not focusing on the close player, able to relieve the pressure. Asto do get Arctic, so they went with that 2-2 split. Nears with boobs though, they've got 2 on the islands. Quick flush to getting a point on the board. Oh, it's stolen from E-Day. I might use the time now to get across. E-Day though taking the long distance shots, but really focusing on news with boobs. Oh my god, there's a huge wrap on rotation now. So, Arctic, though, have lost one. They've actually given up the bowl at the top as GOS went for an aggressive offense. Or aggressive defense, maybe. Genso taking up the compounds. SG, though, taking the long distance shots as that split there for IB4 on the wrap. Oh, they've been caught on the additional side, though. Tommy 4K, last player left. There's IB4 playing really split. They've been playing split off the bat. There's a lot of support for chat at the moment for Noobs with Boobs. I love it. I do love it. Going to pre-cut the nade. He's going to roll. Let's go for the X-rays. We will see it go through. He actually does get the knock. Oh, they actually nearly run him over as well. Cheeky. The big thing is, I've got that new screen behind me, so I just checked behind me, and the amount of those Noobs with Boobs like emojis that are screaming behind me at the moment is insane. Definitely a massive fan, huge fan base for them. Let us know who you are supporting. I do have Cold Crew. He's in the microphone. You can't hear it at the moment, but he's there. He's just screaming out some words to me at the moment, trying to put me off my cast. But he will be joining us for our final 3 games this evening at Miramar. Again, an outstanding cast. If you haven't gone a game and check him out, CC exclusive. I'll get him to put his details in chat. Go give him a follow. He's moving across from console. He's still holding on to console. I'll give him that. And he's doing a few bits and pieces here. Go give him a follow. Team squad though already here, as we are seeing Team Arctic. They are going to go split between them, but I don't know if they know they've got the player. Oh, that car is gone. They've lost the tyre. Full roll. Don't think they'll be able to get the car back. No. Oh, it has actually ducked out, but it's ducked down on the additional side. Clean squad though, causing the damage, and Arctic in a bad, really, really bad spot. Can they pick up the final player? I don't know if it's going to happen. It is pretty painful though, and they do cause the damage. Clean squad though, that is what talk about a knock zone on the shift, and we are seeing huge migrations again. Gents though playing behind, Pharaoh's Dome in front. Pharaoh actually taking the compound away, as we are seeing it pull back towards that sort of the school and flat area. Okay, so welcome to Ferry Pier. Actually, given the corner compound, they played in towards flats, clean sweep. Again, the only team really that was over this sort of neck of the woods, or I suppose the southeast corner, but actually the south section of that. But they got a nice clean sweep across. Most of our teams are pretty settled. We do have SG who do want to come in. There is a little pitter patter of our shots coming in from a bit of a wider angle. Let's have a quick look at that replay though of that car flipping over. Look at this. Team Arctic are going for a complete full send here. Unknown to them, they got clean squad sitting in the middle, and the individual actually comes from the compound. Look at that tyre go with that massive roll as they are screaming for the car to roll down. It comes to a full stop as it then goes back onto a fall, but at the moment of time, it's too late. The car's going to go. There's one. Here comes the secondary one, and then it goes down to the final player. Unfortunately for him, he had to try and hide out as much as he can in that smoke. Boyd though getting a knock as SG do crash in. They do get an additional 2 down, a third though as SG go down to the final. Void on the nice aggressive play. Catching up at last minute. Actually, nice tab out here. Oh, unfortunately, doesn't get the knock on time. SG should really go try and get the first on this one, as Void, final player, now comes up to the top side of Mini Roz, or as I call Mini Roz anyway. Sensei though, the player again, the last guy. Let's see if he can clutch it up this time. Does get it, and he should be able to stick the res. He's actually going for the initial. Might want to go for the other play. He does actually come off. Zone shifting away. Lost in Los Leones. It's just on the outsides. Okay, so again, the zone shifting again down south. School flats being kind of key for control, though, on the outside of that southeast corner. E-Day are on the west, going to have to work their way in. Gents, though, on the southwest, followed up by our edgy lads who are a little bit higher from them. I definitely feel that this type of high ground here on the south zone is going to really favour some of these teams. I think the guys in school and flats will just sort of hunker down, wait for the end zone. We've got 12 teams, like 40 players left alive still. That's a lot of players. With phase 4, we're about to be hitting for phase 5. Looks like we've got Los Leones though taking a fight on the adjacent side as they actually go sending in. They do pick up one of our Ferry Pier boys as they only got the 1 kill and not take anything away from them because they've Jason got the right. Oh, he's not laid that nade right. Oh, he's lucky he didn't overcook that one. Didn't so going for a full send through. We've seen this not work out on the adjacent side. They've gone straight through. They've lost one as ELITE Arctic does pick up one. They're actually going for the flats. They will take up the position just on the outside. That's a nice movement from them. Edgy lads will be high. They will get the ability to see him, but it'll be a bit of pitter-patter. Nades will favour edgy lads here. If they get a knock, good shots going on. Oof. Dodge, duck and dive. Going back and forward, literally really just hit him running. Clean squad down full control. They are lurking on the other side. There is a one knockdown. There's 2 man up still here for full control, and they are getting pushed here from Clean Squad. Let's see if Clean Squad can clean this one up. Actually getting 2 back full control, so Clean Squad. Oh. On the defense now, they are going to try and carry their boys. They go full out the smoke. Blue is coming in, so they're giving up. Clean Squad though is holding the outside. Blue's going to damage though. We are phase 4. It is chunking now. He's going to pull back, use the ridge line, and get away. Full control, and Clean Squad disengaging on the east. But Noobs with boobs. They've got a clean side. There's one. Going for the first. You've got to think if they get the final knock, they would have potentially coming. So again, coming scoring flats. Wow. 100%. This is such a hard shift, and it continuing to like rain south. A little bit of a pullback on this west hand side, but school and flats really the prime estate. Gents though will be happy with their risk into that location. Edgy lads though, they know they're gonna have to play down. They can't. They've got to move across. They want to try and get the third party action. I'm still getting over the hard shift. It is such a hard shift down, and it continued to rain down from where we started to where we're at now. These are Booze though, holding with 2 now. I want to maybe position themselves over in that corner flat, praying that it might on the whole, but the advantage I suppose they've got in this, so they can take the shots on the outside. GIS though, wrapping in as they go low and round. They're going to try and take the hard cover here. Oh, put up. There is a little bowl or a little dip they can hold on to, but I want to stick the car a bit close. Farah though find themselves on the outside now, and actually finding between a little gap here with GIS. You're actually going into the shack, so actually going to favour Farah because the door is on their side. They just need to try and hold out. ELITE on that west hand side, they'll be okay. And we're chilling with edgy lads now. We do have a knockdown on full control. There's a second though, as full control find himself down. And final player though, our Hex. Just gonna get the knocks on. He's actually gonna stick the smokes back. That's definitely, you gotta keep your head on the swivel there. You can't be, you gotta take the fight in front. But full control do go out. If you lads get the control, we need to decide what they're gonna do. Clean's just on the outside of that. They actually get a knockdown on lads. I need to try and get in, and they they lose the rotation. Have another player go down. Clean's gone down as well as are Lost Leones, or Leona, sorry, not Lost Leones. They go down. Clean going down and out. This is going to be the hard push. This is where we're going to see her really need those smokes to get in. Gents though now under the pressure of E-Day. Noobs with Booze though taking the shots up high, good shots, and they've relocated to this side. I think that's a good play for Noobs with Boobs. If the zone shifting now, you kind of would favour more teams being the sort of the west hand side or the southwest. One is going up and out. Gents though do get a hit on, but E-Day trying to play forward. That's a good shout through as Farah do go down and out, and Lost Leones do pick up 2. There we go. He's going straight through. Carl is under pressure there. E-Girl Web 69 finds 1. Call's going out. Gents though not coming out. Down for the res. Oh, nearly catch him, but Noobs with Boobs. They're taking the shots up at the compound. 2 going down and out. Edgy lads playing the edge of blue nicely. Unfortunately for them, the zone has pushed away. Edo though, get good tabs. Arctic though puts 48 on. Another one going down as he picks up an additional. So Eddie Lad's getting caught as Ede do follow in on the additional side. They came from the west now, still sweeping the west. Everyday heroes though, they're going to want to try and now hold this sort of south side. They can't allow Eddie Lads to get in. Might even, it looks like Arctic's going to try and overextend and maybe catch up. Be cautious here, no cover up in the top side of the zone. Or should I say the south side of the zone here, the high ground. It will favour though the height. Oh, you can see the player at the back. Gonna get still. They do. Ede put another point on the board. 8 kills for them. Eddie Lads find themselves down to a solo player. 4 kills though. And we're in the point spots. There's currently 5 points on the board for Eddie Lads. Let's see if Control can get out of this one. Depth for knowledge. Ede, everyday heroes. It sounds like a song. Zone shifting going further away. Lost the ends though are extending past as welcome to Ferry Pier. Coming out late on this one. Oh, not really looking where they're going as both cars crash in. GIS. Gonna find on the blue. If we can go blue here. Gonna go zone. Let's go zone. That's a aggressive play. I like this though from welcome to Ferry Pier. Not relieving any pressure. Picked up one. The second one's gone down as well. Oh, Eddie Lad's go take 7th place. Another point on the board. Now retreating back. Voido now coming through. A little bit of a fight. And the team really for it all to gain is going to be Noobs with Boobs as they did relocate to that corner flat as the zone was coming down out to that sort of south section of school. They just need to ensure they can't allow these teams like into their flat. Oh, great shots. Duck though. Literally tucking in. Lost Leon's taking 6th place. Void, final player, now actually in. Sensei again, the master of the team. Looks like they're going to get rid in the car. Void though is holding. Oh, run straight in on him. Noobs with Boom taking shots through. Sensei might go zone, he has. And the steal though coming from Docs and Noobs with Boobs, 4 points on the board, and they're really capitalising as they hold the only team now holding on that sort of north section of the zone. Our Mad Marines, a team which have not really been tuned in. They've not kind of been right in the wrist of the action. They've been on the outside picking those kills well. They've got 4 points on the board, and we are on our top 4. 2 remain from them. Ede though, the team which has been the aggressive. Look at that 12 kill game so far, people. This is a game changer for them. This is good. Look at that hold. Nice little hold. Welcome to Ferry Pier, the team who was able to kind of get in and were the only team that made, I suppose, the right call right on the bat. And Noobs with Boobs. Press, mate. Two Noobs with Boobs up. Doing well. Ooh, cautious here. Welcome to Ferry Pier, though, taking the shots down. Remember, welcome to Ferry Pier, we're sitting in school and flat, or the flat, sorry. So they are fully aware that there is a team sitting there. So you kind of feel like even as a solo player, the main focus really is going to be to ensure that this team doesn't get out. Going to try now hold Noobs with Boobs. For me, kind of might even have to just sacrifice an individual player. The focus from all these teams will be looking at the smoke coming out of school and flats. Marine's going to find it quite hard to get in also as the smoke ball is coming forward and such a hard area to play, but they've got no vehicle now. Marines on the play as they use the edge of blue. Yeah, get one. And there's the second they go down. So Mad Marines get a hard play in. Good play here. Noobs with Boobs on the push. Oh, before, oh my days, full flashed and got the shotgun. Jeez, Duck. My hero, 5 kills. Jeez. Right, we go down to 2 teams remain. Ede with a cheeky 3 who have been on fire. Noobs with Boobs on making the most out of really bad areas. Org in the hand. Can we get a 3-on-2? So, tapping down. Pressure's now coming on as both of them get some heavy pressure down. Trying to wrap down. Ede want these final 2 kills and they are going aggressive for it. They got one back. Final player now. Noobs with Boobs. Oh, needs to reload at the wrong time. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Everyday heroes Everyday heroes. 16 kills, 26-point game. GG's. That was game number 2 this evening. Oof, mate. I think I've seen more action in this than Pro League. Now, I reckon. Both outstanding plays, but good play. Remember, E-Day, though they came in heavy on that west-hand side and they had to take that high ground. They did. They actually came off the third part in the back of our edgy lads, though, and they held that top zone really well. But Noobs with boobs, enough said. Let's go look at the action replay. And here we go. So, obviously, on the move, Noobs with Boozer picking up. And look, just unfortunate, I don't really get the shots on that and actually receive quite a bit of damage. Duck goes down to 1, has to then stop and get the meds on. The second then, as Edo then puts the pressure on both players now for Noobs with Boobs, finding themselves in a bit of a difficult situation. They're on the defense. They're trying to work their way up. And then, unfortunately, they've paused there. Edo's already over the top. There's 1, there's 2. Winner, chicken dinner. Eday, everyday heroes. Taking round number 2. Right, we'll go for a quick advert break. We're going to go straight to Miramar. It's best of 5 this evening, so only 3 games now up for grabs. And I'll see everyone in just 2 seconds. Mate, I even took my glasses off, mate. Oh my god. Noobs with boobs just lasering people out. But a team that was lasering was E-Day, a team that would be wrapping their way up that leaderboard. That was a good game. A lot of teams caught on the third party, and a lot of teams, all of our teams apart from one, getting caught on that hard zone shift down towards that south. Let's have a look at the leaderboard though. What is the big difference here? Right, well played though. But look at that. So Eddie's storing away. They only got a couple of points on the board though. So now 210. Void though closing the gap slightly with 8. Mad Marines going up. But everyday heroes. Look at that jump for them. Noobs with boobs in 6. Get some points as well. And we are seeing a lot of teams now crest their way in towards that 100-point barrier. Anyway, that's enough of that. It is time to sit back, relax, get this sand in between your toes, because our next 3 rounds are going to be Miramar. I'll see you guys in just 2 seconds. Here we go, round number 3 with a wonderful east to a west. We've gone the north side exactly like we saw in round number 1, but more important and more wonderful is our Superfan CC exclusives. How you doing, mate? How you been? How's things?
Good, bro. Good, bro. Happy to be here with a new set of teams, new set of region, and just a whole new set of ideas. It sounds like, man. I've been listening to the last 2 games, and it sounds like there's a lot of interesting things going on, some rotations, and just some teams really making some things that are. I'm really interested to see how these teams play compared to our American and European regions, which is our normal cast, man. So thanks for having me, man. Happy to be here, and let's see what these guys got in store for us today.
Yeah, it's gonna be again. I like the EU stuff, right? I'm not gonna be biased. I know you, right. CC's from NA, right? So he's gonna be biased. He's gonna disagree with my next statement. I think EU is actually where the PUBG is at. I definitely feel like we've got the strongest contenders. They're a lot more creative, I find, with some of the action. The NA stuff, I will also caveat that though with they love to push within an NA team, especially when I've been playing comps myself. And or casting comps with NA, you tend to find you see more knocks and instant pushes from an NA team. So
aggressive,
yes. Yeah. You see that kind of I'm gonna say blind aggressive, but you know what I mean. I like seeing this
different fighting styles.
100%, 100%. And now we've got heavy EU. This is Norwegian lead. This is I think week 3. So this is we're game number 17. This is 18 now, I believe. So it's key to see, obviously, that these guys have come somewhere. And like the football leagues we mentioned before, like the football leagues, this is very much the top player, the top team will get an instant promotion towards the top division, and that's where the money's at, and that's where these guys and girls are really fighting towards. But also what I like is the next 6 spots, though, they actually go through to the finals to also fight out spots to get themselves in the top part. Let's tune in with this first sort of drop zone. We've got a couple of drop zones here. We see a lot more difference with Miramar, with teams trying to fight. But GIS, though, taking the shots as Edgy lads, though, are current leaders for this lobby for 2B. Already taking the shots, but it looks like they're actually coming for a bit of teamwork and they tighten themselves up.
Ooh, watch your back, watch your back.
Yeah, look at that, straight behind.
Trey coming out. He's got some nice shots, nice angle. If he would have got that first knock, could have been huge. But on the turnaround, VS Simp is going to sit down one of the GIS members. It's going to leave it up to just Prim Meister here. And that could have easily went the other way there, Mark.
Yeah, they had him pinched, but they kind of really need to maybe do it like half a second, maybe 5 seconds before the additional players sort of catched in. And GIS now coming from an offensive point of view now is very much in the defenses, because as we can see on the map, the additional players are just nowhere to be seen. They're one in Waterworld and one's taking that higher compound down at the other side. Let's have a quick look though and run down, as I think that the GIS players now, Brimus is going to back away from this one, disengage. The zone shift though was early on the flight path, as we do see it heavy out on that east hand side. We do have a bit of unplayable with the elemental water and the cliffs. Most teams already looks like they're positioning for that sort of junkyard. I feel like it could pull down a bit more south, as we see that sort of lower the road here, where we see clean squad they're playing into. We see it in there quite a bit, especially on the PC. Do have the height though with minus, and SG could go stick themselves up in some high ground, get great 360 views. Oh, Ferry Pier guys and girls, man, oh my days, talk about they get dialing themselves in. They've got to potentially just ensure that they don't have the Arctic team pushing further on them. Most of the teams though situated around. We do have a double team up in El Pozo with Noobs with Boobs and our game number 2 winners, which is E-Day. Furrow need to wrap themselves through as well. On the top side, IB4 the same. GIS we already mentioned, as they do disengage, and our edgy lads though do take one of the kills, and there's that confirm come through. So first point on the board coming from them. But we are going to tune straight in with this fight. As we have Team Arctic. They were trying to roll on top of the Ferry Pier guys, or so welcome to Ferry Pier, as they're obviously already here, and it looks like they might just disengage. It is a hard push. I'm not a fan, Cold, of Junkyard, but it does end here quite a bit, or should I say east of this area, where it looks like the Arctic lads are disengaging too. But I just find it quite hard to get settled in that environment. You can get shot from multiple angles, and the cover I don't think is great, but we see a lot more teams taking these drop zones. Ents, for example, they always hand this way. In Tropic, though, they've been lurking on this sort of drop zone recently as well. So, again, keen to see with the PCS 7 that is about to kick off with the European guys. In Tropic, not there, but keen to see how those drop zones are really effective, and who's going to really capitalise on these sort of the east hand drops, we say, on the Miramars, because we know Miramar is such a big area to play.
And as you speak on the PCS 7, as those finals, as we work towards the grand finals here for both these regions, on top of PGS being so close in the end of the year, there's not many events for these teams left. This is one of the events that these teams really have to count on to get those PGS points in order to get themselves into this competition and really make their points count. So, I mean, I'm looking to see who's going to take it home. It is weird to see Entropic not in this. Again, that was a team I think we were all expecting to see at the top. And with that being said, I mean, we all have, hopes, we all have expectations, but it's not set in stone. All these teams are going to pretty much play their heart out, and it could pretty much go any direction with the circles, with the rotations, with, again, life happening for some of these teams. There's just so many different circumstances that affect, whether a team's going to win or lose, come PGC and PCS.
Yeah, 100%. And again, obviously, as you're right, those guys are fighting for that PGC points, plus as well the money, the prize pools. Well, every team that's now win the final will be getting the money, but obviously for the big money. But as we know with these teams here this evening, these guys are fighting to get themselves into the prize pool. This is what I like to see as well. Yes, obviously I do get the opportunity to cast some of the higher teams, or the pro teams, so to speak, but sometimes it's always good to go back and look at this Norwegian league, for example, and able to really see these up and coming teams and players, because these are the teams that these guys are fighting week in, week out at the moment, not for money, but for the bragging rights to be able to get themselves into the money pools and into these bigger leagues, and just really get their sort of name on the board. And I'm really impressed with some of these players that we've been watching.
And I think we're really respectful of that. And Mark, coming from console, you've been in the PC world, here spitting both games, for quite some time now. And when we go back to the console, you have that tier level difference. You have those teams that are, stacked. You have those teams that are really going to compete, throw up 16 kills, in a match and still take home the chicken dinner. And you have other teams out there that are just going to show up. They have a good game. They understand rotation. They understand competition. And, again, they have to get that level of play with similar competition in order to get better. Then you take your step to the next level, to that PCS event, and then you're comfortable. You're ready, and you're ready to make these moves here, man. So it's just, again, you have to have that training ground, and this is that training ground for these Norwegian teams here. So big shout out to them for at least showing up and, trying to make themselves improve and making themselves a name here to get themselves where they want to be.
What about showing up though? GIS able to stick one of the kills as E-Day. They do spin round and come for the aggressive crash. Our game 2 winners. And he got a knock and able to get enough bullets in to get the flush. So E-Day, they do pick up on the I suppose the north west hand side of the zone. GIS, they find themselves in their 2-man spot. it is a harder play. Most of these teams are thereabouts. You have NNNOOOOO that are trying to come in here, and our edgy lads though now taking the shots at Rocco, who's pushing their way through. Pharaohs though straight through on the additional side, and they are getting caught a little bit. Edgy lads are split. They do have a bigger split here, and they are trying to work their way in. Right, I'll send you that. So you got the leaderboard up, and then we have. Let's have a quick recap though, and have a look at the teams and their positioning. So, Minus though is taken in by our SG Boomer team, who they do have the higher ground here. This is going to really favour them, especially if it pulls back towards that west hand side. A little bit further on that west though is Lost Leonis, and then we have the ELITEE guys who did take one of the GIS guys. We do have GIS getting pretty closely, actually coming out, so not being picked up. So we might see a little bit of action on this additional side. First, they're pushing their way through. GIS it just feels like they're playing like solo games at the moment, as they are having a little look for as far as they're going to push down towards sort of Hacienda. Edgy lads though are current leaders of this group. They are still sitting the only team really who are out of zone. Need to work their way in. NNNOOOOO on the south. Gents are a little bit higher than them. Our Void team. The logo. I like the logo. I'll say that again. I do like their logo. El Bandita. They're going to work their way in. I just like those simple logos. I don't know why. It's just a me thing, maybe. Maybe it's because I got a simple logo myself. I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit biased. Maybe. I'm 100%
It's just quick,
biased.
clean, precise. That's you. You know. I like a little bit of customization. You know me with my little ice
flair.
cream cone on there.
You like a little flair. Yeah, the flares are good though. Flares do work.
So you know, everybody's got their balance. You know, I said it's going to find their way. You know, these teams find a balance. We got shots being taken up top. Actually, it looks like we've got Arctic going to pull back in the vehicle. We've already got Weeb engaged with Tommy 4K and Mr. Magnus here. Magnus holding the anchor here for Tommy 4K. The other two members of Team 4 sitting back. Actually going to hop in the vehicle. Probably not the smartest point. Weeb has a good chance to take some shots, but is not able to find the knock. So even though it looked grim for a second, Tommy 4K and the rest of Team 4 able to pull off there. Now maintaining at least position on top of the compound with some sort of shots coming back from Kim there.
Yeah,
Look tragic.
Yeah, they were disengaged. It's not too bad. It wasn't too bad, let's be honest. The guys kind of disengaged. The car pretty much gone. I thought they were going to be able to take the shots on the car, but yeah, not able to pick it up just in time.
Happy.
Okay, so ELITEE, though, are holding the outside of the zone. Phase 2 is shifting back down. We do have Lost in zone. They do find themselves with a IB4 crashing in. Logic, though, finds himself in the compound. He jumps through the window. Now he's going to try and deal with it. The rest of the IB4 boys are really split here. They have to tighten up, though. Looks like the shots are coming through. The smash of the glass. And we'll be hearing the pitter-patter of the foot. Nade's coming through. Good nade. Puts him down for ones, really.
Playing split. They got the nice little spread there, so they're not going to both sit up in the same house. Information should be coming through from inside the house.
There's not got to crash though. Surely they've got to come on top of him though. They're just holding.
There's got to be some sort of support coming from somewhere right now. I say with both teams sitting on top of the ridge, apart from one another here. The immediate crash wins this fight here. Again, it's going to default that position, gives away the information, but the team that crashed this compound definitely comes out on top here, given that they approach the fight with the right angles here. But it looks like both teams just kind of playing off for right now, sitting on top of the ridge. Both teams pulling back and waiting for the fight inside the compound to break head. And when the knock comes through, then the crash, there it is, through the doorway. The knock comes through, the flush instantly. And then now we're going to lose one player simple, and the remainder of the players should just opt to pull off. Their main focus seems to be on rotating players rather than backing up the team that's in play here.
Miramar is Miramar is Miramar. Edgy Lazo do take the compound. ELITEE do disengage from the compound as we've got a sort of a GIS who are lurking round. ELITEE they're going up high. We do have Loss is just all holding as Lil now going to take the shots. Those Arctic goes up high. That car is about to go. He thinks he's just fortunate though as he does get the final shots on it, but does have to go for the reload. So Arctic able to maybe try and survive here, but receiving a lot of pressure now coming in from the additional angles from the team surrounding him. It's only phase 2, so a lot of action here. And ELITEE, I think they find themselves here on their solo man, and he's going to go down and out as the additional players now for them are going to try and tighten up. BO holding firm, for control going to be holding firm. Most of the teams are kind of happy where they are, and good shots though as Boomer team now do get the shot on. Okay, so BM2 now playing themselves back as they hit the little mini junkyard, as I like to call them. The zone is about to come in and such. I think a lot of the teams are a little bit unsettled. I feel from game 1 and game 2, from what I see, definitely more control from an Arango point of view. It looks like a little bit loose on the control coming from Miramar. And we do see our first team go down as GIS, so do lose as Ferro does pick up the final player from them. A little bit of split across the teams, pick up some kills across them. 15 teams now remain with 57 left on the clock, and we're just about to hit 14 minutes. Zone shift on the east. Again, it's coming down for that junkyard area. Lots of hills, lots of places to hide. But SG, for me, they've got the higher ground. They can really control. They've got to make sure no teams really sort of roll up on them and minus.
And Mark, if you've seen, our everyday heroes have been struggling here. The rotation was tough. They've lost 2 on rotation. Simp and the rest of the squad able to find them on rotation. Now just 2 up top the hill, still outside the zone, phase 3. So again, the nature of the beast right there. You come from a first place game almost to being one of the first teams out. Still a lot of hope, but they've got a lot of moves to make if they're going to do a back-to-back victory here. So we'll have to see if everyday heroes can pick up defeat here and decide to, you know, at least make it inside the top 8. I'd like to see them not go out here inside the top 16 to repeat. Again, they're so close to the top in 5th place. They have a big opportunity to at least make their way up into 3rd place and at least close that gap a lot quicker if they can match these matches up here back-to-back. And as we continue to look, other teams starting to rotate in. Phase 3 going to close. This phase 4 shift is going to be an absolute bloodbath as teams start to find similar areas to kind of congregate, but still there's only so much zone with the ridges and everything to play. Phase 4 is just not going to be anybody's comfort zone, to say the least.
No, 100%. This is about getting comfortable. I just feel like these guys just need to kind of reset. Like we're mentioning about everyday heroes, that they're opting to hold these shots now as they do a Ferro. Hopefully doesn't spin. The moment he spins, he's got to take shots. He goes back for the speed. He does get one. Quick flush on this one. He's going to have to relocate. The pressure's got to come now as the additional player, Guido, taking the shots on the top. And great shots they're going over. He's going to keep Ferro. They're pushing through. And this is about resetting for these guys. They're only a 2-man, but Lost Leones, Miramar, it actually gives you the ability to hide and dips and crevices. And this type of area as well, they've got some height they can actually play out. SG though helping out as they do pick up 1. They actually get a steal though for every day. So looks like they might be able to. They're going to get the second. They do get the second set. Unfortunately missing out on some of the kills, but kind of really clearing this area now. SG though, again, they're sort of capitalizing on that higher ground. I've worried that Everyday Heroes just does not know where the final player is. Ferro is laying low and again needs to reset and make sure they can get themselves in, but needs to try and deal the damage. Zone is going to hit. You're only phase 3, so should be able to get away with a bit of time. And we will go have a look at the rest of the leader or the lead area. Oh, Gents being crashed though. Looks like our edgy lads though, they've lost 1. Gents losing 1 as well. Oh, control though does get Exel there, goes down for a 1-on-1. Devastation though picks up the additional. Oh, and the one going for the zone, so it actually goes down to a 1-man, and now the pressure's coming in. Our clean squad though do get a nice steal, and it's actually Gent might be able to exchange a res here. But they are. He's going back for the med. You might
play. He's played a little slow. Boston needs to have stuck that res if he was going to play it. Now just needs to probably worry about the fight. But I guess both teams going to give him the chance. Phase 4, 40 seconds still on the clock. Both teams setting up for the res here. As the res comes through, there in the backside, we're going to lose Everyday Heroes there in 15th place. 2 kills on the board for that team. They still will fall in 15th. 14 teams remain, 46 up on the board. And the spray comes through. Imzo, unfortunately, rushed by 2 players of Noobs with Boobs. And Noobs with Boobs just take over the warehouse. 3 in, 1 down.
Yeah, these Boobs hold. Void needs to disengage. We'll go back to our fight here with Jensen. Yeah, both teams kind of exchanging the reses, as we say. And God, yeah, I'm with you. I like to play quite aggressive. I kind of would have taken the fight myself. I know it's a bit of a risk, but you got to think, if you're looking at the kill feed, you know they're down to a 1 and you're in the zone. You know he's got blue behind him, so at least apply the pressure. Oh, edgy lads though, running past him. Oh, actually dropping the ball, not hearing the sound cues. The Gent guys are actually holding out in the zone. The phase 4 wall hurts. Need to be ready to get the reses on as the zone wall pop, and they've got a big shift in as it does go very high up towards that junkyard area.
It's going to pay off for them. They did get the kill. Are they going to make it into the zone is the bigger question. Both teams probably going to fall flat to the zone. North side teams, we've got Tommy, Magnus, and Kim going to put down The remainder of Team 15, we've got Ultimatum sitting over the top side here for his team, anchoring, takes the shots. He's going to line up Tommy 4K here. Over here on the side, we've got Mainstream, shots going down. It is all over the place. Teams falling left and right here, Mark.
Yeah, it's just a big. It's unfortunately with Miramar. When you see these big shifts though coming in, it's always very, very hard. Edgy Lads though does actually eventually get the final player, and we'll have to try and find as many meds as he can. He's only got the one. I feel like he's going to go zone. This is about. He can't even get it on time, can he? Oh, he gets it just in time. He's only got 18 bandies, so he's got to try and scab as many as he can. But we'll go tuning with the action though. We do have BO crashing himself soon. Full control are holding just on the outside of the compound though. IB4 though, who did clear 2 of the team here for a little. They might have some time to go stick the res about getting the leaving a bit of pressure before they go to reset. A bit further around though, we do have our Arctic guys sitting in a lovely little compound on the bowl. They just need to ensure that we don't allow any of the Marine guys coming up behind them. And then we have the rest of the teams now going to be fighting out on the south side. Clean squad though. Oh, Sensei. Oh, he's about to go line the shots up, but our welcome to Ferry Pier puts him down on ones, and then he eventually goes down. So actually, the pressure, Sensei, he's always the last player for that team. Void just relying on the depth of knowledge and Sensei, most probably, as he's the grandmaster of the PUBG.
Giant loss there. We've lost 6 teams there in a matter of minutes here, down to 29 players left. We've got a lot of action still being, and we've got Snapple 2K just holding angles here on the tree. Nice little shot is going to put him down, though. The Mini 14 catches an angle. Snapple 2K to fall, thirsted out. And now we're losing another one, down to just 9 teams. Edgy Lads, our top leaderboard team, down and out. One more team down, and we have 8 teams remaining here. Off placement as it starts to come alive here. Looking down towards the bottom, there is Jan. Jan takes out the 3 times on the M4. Maybe he's going to find some spray here up top, but as he just holds back, he's going to get the job done for him. In before is going to be eliminated there in 8th place. Boomerton falling right behind there Boomer Team in 7th, right behind, just down to 6 teams now, Mark.
Yeah, see, a lot of teams dropping down. This zone is not really favouring in. And do you know what? For the teams that are in there, there's a couple of teams for me. Team Arctic White and Mad Marines, they should have been reading the kill feed. Now, when Edgy Lads has gone out, no Voids have gone out. This is the opportunity. This is the game where actually they can turn things around and maybe put some points on the board and actually close that gap slightly. The gaps are not great, not that massive, but Arctic Wolf, they're on 117 points. They'll be pushing Mad Marines, they're on 145. So again, this is the game where they want to try and harvest as many kills as they can and close these gaps up. Team squad going for a straight run through as they're going for a full send in towards and leapfrogging BO and our Ferry Pier team. BO need to got the high ground. Need to keep the pressure on now.
I love these hillside fights here. We got a nice little 4v3 here. Top side should be victorious, but we've got a nice little wrap coming down there from the bottom. If they can get that third-party angle, should start to sweep the feet from under the rug here, but it looks like both teams kind of backing off, playing it very, very passive for the time being. Jan's holding a nice little solid angle here at the bottom, making sure nobody's going to come from that low angle here around the ridge, and he is going to be able to hold stuns coming through, just trying to bait the push. Maybe get
on his own as well, you know. He wants to take this fight. He's going to tuck these all in. But hey, this is the time. If he wants to come alive, he can do. This is what I feel though. It's not going to be these 2 teams fighting. All he didn't see as I speak. Arctic though do get one. Jan though pushing their way around, and unfortunately for Clean Squad though, resulting of a bit of a third party action. But BO capitalising on that, and we do see Ferry Pier though. They've not quite moved. He's just waiting, lurking up, trying to get the sound. Oh, and the silence AK. I think very much an underrated gun. A gun that you can get fully equipped a lot quicker than an M4. But we still see M4 obviously being more of one of the favoured guns with across console and PC. But definitely I feel for me the AK, definitely something I'm personally trying to work on. Oh, control stealing. Welcome Ferry Pier. Welcome to Ferry Pier's hard work. And this is why I love Miramar. It's the third party action. Unfortunately for you guys watching, I can't quite tune in with all the third party action. I would try and see as much as we can. But this, especially with these hills, it's not just a instant team on team fight. This is a lot about actually control your area, control your zone, but really farm as many kills as you can. And Team Arctic White, as I mentioned before, there's 2 teams here, Mad Marines and Team Arctic White. These are the ones that really want to be going, do you know what? This is our game now. We need to get some points. We need to maybe close the gap down. And with our Team Arctic White sitting on 5 kills, it looks like they want the gap more than Mad Marines. The only thing I can say with Mad Marines though, AWM in hand. We love a bolty shot on PC.
Yeah, we love a good multi-shot. That AWM in play here, especially towards this late game, could easily catch you slacking. As we wait for the move to come through there, we got a knock coming through at least from the side there. 15 players remain. Again, the slower and slower we get here towards this, as we eliminate teams here, teams now starting to kind of take the plays here and get a little bit smarter towards these end games. Again, we have two very important teams there towards the top that can definitely use these games here to their advantage here. So we'll see how Mad Marines and Arctic do end up playing this here. Very, very slow gameplay starting to slow off there. I like the angle that we've got played by Nyes. Nyes waiting right above. And if he can just catch one of these teams off guard here, he's going to be an immediate downfall here from Finiho.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I just want to see him hit that bolty shot, mate. He's definitely feel like he's going to get it. Oh, you know, they're just getting trolled out. He's waiting for him to edge this shot in. He's thinking about it. You can hear the footsteps now. This is my first week of casting this league. I missed last week because my PC completely melted down on me. But I am seeing a little bit of rivalry here, CC. Some of these teams that are close together on the leaderboard, they're kind of really itching to go for those teams when they figure out who they are. We saw it with our Arctic, our Ferry Pier guys versus BO. They wanted to push up and over there. You could see he was itching for the fight.
He was definitely itching for the fight there. And again, you know, the aggressiveness of PC, you know, you sometimes just have to put yourself in the line of fire in order to better yourself for that team that's close. You see a team that's very, very close in perception to skill level as well as points, and you're going to challenge them here. That's exactly how you're going to get into those bigger leagues. That's how you're going to prove you are PCS 7 ready. And there it is. Our team right here, BO, is starting to unload some shots there. Cronin gonna get found out there in the middle, not really safe for Rez, and Nyes had them beat from the original position that he was in. Led all three players again. He was a little bit too scared to kind of play up and aggressive over the top of the hill, probably for all the right reasons. Again, we've seen everything slow down there after phase 6, but had he pushed over, could have definitely made a difference here. Now instead it's a reverse roll here, and we've got Cronin stuck inside the smoke, inside the crater. Maybe going to get res here, but I like how BO is playing this. They've got a great position here on top side of the ridge. It all is going to come down to how our side teams, welcome to Ferry Pier, decide to get into this as well. But with 4 teams remaining here, 4 different edges of the zone here, it really comes down to who hits their shots here. No immediate coverage and no immediate hard coverage that's going to provide anybody, I think, more of an advantage than the next team here.
It's a hard area as well. There's a lot of hype. Mad Marines only put 1 point on the board so far, but again they're holding that sort of east hand side. They've lost the zone. They've got to now play, and I think they've only got the one option, and that is to go towards Ferry Pier. Yeah, they can hear the shots. It looks like they are just checking off now as they want to try and deal the damage. Welcome to Ferry Pier. They have 2. They've lost 2. I'm gonna say quite cheap actually. I do like what Cronenberg was doing. Though he does seem to be the person that kind of is trying to make the play for the team, and we saw him come up and over for BO. He was very adamant that he wanted to take that fight. We then see him disengage, and he's trying to make it happen. Maybe he just bit off a little bit too much now, as he did find himself getting caught up by BO. But BO for me have got a very, very strength in position. They have a little bit high ground, and it looks like we've seen our Arctic guys. They want to close the door on this east hand side, really sort of force that fight here. The Marines though are quick kill confirmed. That's their 2nd point on the board. They need to ensure they can close out more points, and definitely more points than our Arctic guys. That's the team they want to be chasing, or the team that's chasing Mad Marines, shall I say.
Luckily enough, Mad Marines, yeah, is definitely up top there just by more than a handful of points here. But this game could have definitely been the difference for Arctic in order to close that gap. Thankfully enough, they are able to at least distance themselves a little bit from our winners of last game, Everyday Heroes. But with Team BO just sitting in a comfortable position, now starting to ridge out, Nyes getting pinched between 2 different teams. It's really not looking great for him to survive any further, but opens up with a nice 3-time spray out the shack. As we see the movement trying to come through, he's going to get caught out. Wajaz is going to go down there and will fall. Nice little spray coming out from the other side of the map. BO able to pick that one up as Arctic steps out, able to pick up a knock as well.
Welcome to Ferry Piers, making this shack work. He's making it work well. He's holding just on the outside, and he's done enough really to defend off our Mad Marines. They've actually had to go full send back, and with that open gap there on that southeast corner, he actually really capitalised, getting the final knock. So BO though still have, I suppose, the strength of position of where they're sitting, and they're just kind of picking off the kills as best they can. BO though put another point on the board, and that sends them up to 10. This is a good game from this team. They got -1 though from that last game. This is talk about a bit of redemption. They want these points back, and they're bloody doing it this round. I'll give them that.
They are definitely making the push there for these points. Too little, too late, maybe, but still the effort always appreciated here. BO doing everything they can to make sure that they are going to go out with a bang here in the last few rounds here. Miramar, the turning point for some of these teams here, and it looks like they found themselves some way to play, and we'll see if they can continue to pick these points up with the chicken dinner. 3 members left up. Arctic is still looking for that chicken dinner as well. All 4 members left alive. As Welcome to Fairy Pier and Mad Marines with the solo player, seeing what they can do here from the side. I like the angle that we got here from King. King may be able to catch both these Arctic members out. Opens up with the mini, but still unable to find that knock. Trades out some body shots. Broken vest, so he's got to be very, very careful how he does peek for these next few shots.
These guys are in rags, bless them. A lot of the players are. I wouldn't sleep on the 2 individual players. If especially if these 2 powerhouses go. If Arctic versus BO really go head to head, Marines and Welcome to Furry Pig could just hoover up the final. It's just about actually when the zone hits. We are going to go to the dot, and BO does have that position, as we can see from the map in the bottom right hand corner. But again, I just like Arctic. They're super tight at the moment. They do have a nice little anchor point, but they are receiving a bit of pressure. They've got to use their smokes. I think utility. That's going to be the final key now. We do see Welcome to Furry Pier does take out the other solo. Marines take 4th.
Nice shots there from Nice. Patience inside of that shack right there does pay off for a 3rd place. Still a lot to do if he's going to look for that 2nd or even that 1st place position here, as we have the fight now breaking out here between BO to the top. Our team sitting in double-digit kills, looking to maintain, pick up a chicken dinner here. It's definitely a match I need here, Mark.
Oh, he's been caught. I actually was going to say, I feel like those shots, though, from Welcome to Furry Pier might have been just enough to push the teams around to that north side, and he might have got a clean sweep, but he obviously had to move in. First shots are coming from BO as they do get the first drop. Secondaries coming down. Looks like it's a 2 versus 1 now. BO down to the final player, but talk about an outstanding game. This is 11 kills on the board for them. Let's not take anything away from this team. They actually had the high ground. Looks like our Arctic guys, though, they want to win. They want to catch up here. And this is a fight on this, I suppose, this mid to top section. I'm just going to put another point on the board. Look at that. That's 12 kills. Arctic, they want to play. They are coming forward. No vest now, as King is the last guy on the hold. Can he pick up another one-on-one fight? He can, but he can't get it on the final shot. So winner chicken dinner goes on to Team Arctic White. It's a good game for them. 8 kills, 18 points. But wow, was it 12 kills BO ended on, plus the placement points? That is a good game for them. Talk about going down one of the leaderboards and actually sending themselves back up high. Overall, not a bad game. Miramar, though, definitely seemed like a lot of teams maybe not settled with that transition between Miramar, from Marangal to Miramar. We saw a lot more rotation kills, and we saw a huge, like 6 teams that dropped really, really quickly in that sort of mid-game. Not the best area, but it is a Miramar all in all. Let's have a quick look at the action replay, though. As we literally worked down. So BO at this point, it was 3-on-4, and then it suddenly works its way down to sort of a 1-man. And King, though, he's been putting points on 5-pack for himself, though. Goes for another little cheeky little 1-tap here, so he gets an additional. You've got to remember, though, at this point, BO were already in rags. 12 kills on the board. Good flash, though, coming from Arctic. They'll go for the push. I was actually worrying, though, they were kind of sending a one-on-one play, but it managed to close out. Win a chicken dinner. Team Arctic take game number 3. Right, we'll go for a quick advert break, and we'll see you guys in round number 4 in 2 seconds. welcome back after that outstanding first Miramar. Miramar is always a testing point for me for some of the teams and able to see what they got to offer. Wrangle is the OG, right? Miramar, to be fair, is becoming that OG style of map, but really, some people and some teams really favour Miramar compared to Wrangle, and we kind of really saw that. BO really lapping up some kills. Nice rotations towards that side, able to clear up, but Team Arctic able to close the win, and the winner chicken dinner at the end is what it means. Now let's have a look at the transition towards the leaderboard. And there we have it. So obviously Edgy Lazo still top, Void second, and Mad Marines are in third. But our Team Arctic guys though are sending themselves up there as everyday heroes are in fifth. BO they're able to get themselves up a position in seventh place, and Noobs and Boobs still hold on for sixth. Let us transition across. We're going to go into map number 4. It's going to be another Miramar. I'll see you guys in just 2 seconds. And welcome back. Match number 4 out of 5. We are BO5, best of 5. Anyone knows what a BO means is best of. It took me a couple of days to figure out before someone actually told me. But we have a nice northwest down towards a southeast rotation. But as we let these guys jump out, I'll be back. Welcome back, CC exclusive, back into the mix, mate. What's your first take on that round number 3?
I don't know, man. If I'm you, BO stands for Bajorn, whatever our team. You know, I'm new to the league here, but if you're asking what BO stands for, I think they made it clear that 12 kill game BO stands for our Norwegian teams here. These guys out here really showcasing. It's been a great opportunity here to just see some new teams, some new talent here, really showcasing themselves here. And again, we've seen teams. What I've noticed here, Mark, is that our teams in the middle of this league from like third. And let's say down to like 8th, they're like really close, very, I think, equal in skill. And it's just any direction that these teams can really show up, and I think still end up in any of those top 8 positions here.
Yeah, it does seem really fairly balanced. Obviously, I know we are seeing Edgy Lads which are going through, and they are grinding away a little bit of a lead. But from what I can see, like, this is my first time watching it as much as you are. This is a good overall balance between player skill set and rotation. I'm very keen. Obviously, we're tuning with Edgy Lads, though, who do jump out for Lost Leones, but I'm kind of keen to see we've got a little bit of that island drifting in on the other side. I don't think we're getting island finish as much as I'd love to. I normally see it with a south to a northeast rotation path that really force the islands, but it is there. It will be sort of cheekily working their way in towards things. Right, run up on the teams though. Pharaohs did jump out quite early. We do have news with Boos with our E-Day taking up El Pozo. That was the same as last round. IB4 north side though, as 4 control go across for north of San Martin. BO are to kill destroyers from that last round. They do take San Martin themselves as Gents go down for the power grids. Ricardo is taken up by Void, and our Mad Marines up by Monty. And we just tuned in obviously with our Edgy Lads, our current leaders of the leaderboard though, and GIS, do take Lost Leones. Up for the top though, minused by SG, a team which actually had really good positioning in that last round. They were sort of that high ground, that top side of minus, that their drop zone was the same. But they actually done really well. They were able to pick up a couple of kills, a couple of steals, and just sort of capitalising on the hard work some of the other teams were playing. A bit further across though, we do have a clean squad taking Junkyard, our end zone or end area for that last round, really just a little bit north of it. El Hazar, and a further around to the east hand is our team Arctic, as they will try and rotate their way down on that east road, pushing their way down towards our team. Welcome to Ferry Pier should be changed to welcome to the zone, because this team, like, for me, it's just been making the right calls, the right drops, and getting the right zone placement And you know, they've done well, even down to that last player. They're really holding their own. And actually, I thought they might have got a break after pushing the Arctic team a fair round, but eventually having to make a run through open field and resulted in a little bit of a death. Zone shift, though, very, very hard. It is down to the southeast corner. We do see, obviously, Impala will be a food of thought. We're potentially going to see the double or breadsticks, some people call them, cigars, and the double buildings there. We do see it ended in this field. So I think some teams, we might see some more teams maybe with more of a donut approach to this zone, maybe try and get as center as they can and hope for the zone shift, not pushing too far away from them. Lost the is going to be a hard one. Go on, see. I'll let you go, bro.
I tell you though, real quick, Mark, before they end up leaving, if I'm Ferocia, I'm reconsidering my drop spot on a rotation with this playing path next time, because I do not want to spend the first 5 minutes of the match driving into zone still with not a single bit of information. That's I think one of the scariest things for some of these teams that go into these later rotations. When you get stuck in that, and again, it happens to I think all the teams out of different zones, different playing paths, depending on your drop spot. But in a circle like that, this is something that you just may not want to drop in Alcantara.
This is why there was a good video recently about Picardo, dropping Picardo and surrounding Picardo, Power Grid, Graveyard, etc. Because 3 out of 4 times you're going to get zone most of the time. And you don't have those huge rotations. But I think you put the nail on the head. It's what people forget a lot. You're driving into zone with no information at all. Not that you just got the longest drive in the world to go through and potentially you could run out of fuel depending on the car you pick up. But you have little to no information. The only advantage they have, though, is they've jumped out early. So they potentially have more time on the board to loot. But they've got to make sure that that time is well spent. If the zone shifts away, they need to be rotating it. And if I go back and look at the map, they're just about getting ready to rotate now. And we're 5 minutes in already. And they were the first out.
And that's talking about, when you're saying time well spent, you would have been in the car 3 minutes in. And it's nice to see that they are rotating now. But you're talking about you're the first team on the ground. You're the first team in the vehicles. And you've got other teams who are closer to the zone than them who have already out-looted and already pre-made their way in. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do end up and where they end up here in this zone with 64 players still alive. Not a single loss in the hot drop. A couple of teams have made the rotations already throughout the rest of this map, and it still does not look comfortable for anybody. I like this zone though, Mark, even with the island circle. It's more, I think, the outside of Impala that interests me. Because some of the fights and some of the rotations that we get out of this zone are just very entertaining, and they just really, really pull back to make these teams, I think, go into that 200, 300 IQ level off the crashes, off the angles, and I think we're really going to see some interesting end game here.
Yeah, it is. We have seen it shift. We do see it come down towards this sort of section here, which I've got highlighted on the screen quite a lot. But it does play out, and we do see SG. They looks like they're doing a 3-1 split. They do want to have an anchor point down that sort of potential south side. And we're actually, compared to Clean Squad, have gone for a full stack up on there. And that's a risky play, because if it doesn't go back towards that Impala, the outside of compounds in and around Impala, and I really like the road. If you see BO now transferring through, I've seen players like can make game-changing moves from this location alone. But if it does shift back towards SG, it's going to be very, very hard for teams to maybe move themselves back. So I think this is about that donut approach. It's about putting themselves in a position where actually maybe we don't know where these zones going to end up. But hey, we're going to put ourselves as central as we can to try and maybe deal with any hard shift that might come out of it, and sort of capitalize on the rotation.
BO may have made some early mistakes here, pulling up on the team we were just talking about here. Makes a good call, but no, the trade comes through. 1 for 1, but 2 for 2. There it is, the 4v2. Again, power in numbers right there. That's easily one, for most of these teams there. They did catch him off guard. I like the attempt for the knock there. Here comes the other two thinking about maybe pulling up, but I think cut your losses there. Continue to think about the future of this game as the first 2 kills come from a well-positioned.
That was a hard loss for them, and unfortunate though, they didn't have the information as they came rolling in, and the guards were already there, and that's where that 4-man stack up actually favoured them. Let's hope the zone comes back their way and they can really capitalize. And BO, they've got to survive now. They've had such a good game, number 1 for Orangle. We've got this one plus 1 more to go, and they've got to make the most of it. This is what I do love about Miramar, is the rotation kills. Mad Marines though taking the shots though, as we are catching noobs with boobs. Losing the car, and unfortunately losing last, just unable to get around. And Mad Marines capitalizing the south rotation. Noobs with Booze though have another 2 which are going to come through, but more importantly we have 2 more teams that are still playing this, and this road here is going to be a bit of a hot spot.
Yeah, with two teams still rotating, it's how long do they spend taking the loot here? Normally, you'd say, hey, that's probably not the best idea, but it would pay off for them, I think, in the long run here. If they can just sit, maybe buy some time here, as they may just get a few free kills here. That's the only rotation, a solid rotation in. And with no shots being heard, like Susie and Bob got off over there, they were able to take the high road and avoid that path afterwards, obviously losing 2 teammates. The rest of these teams have no knowledge of what just happened, and it can definitely be a lot more of a dangerous zone here.
Yeah, Ferro's now rotating away. The logic is they're going to turn right here and go towards that getting that south road, because this is a normal rotation. This is what we talk about all the time as casters. Miramar is such a hard map, and I like it from a technical standpoint, because this is one of the technical things that teams have to get themselves over, is that rotation. Sometimes there is a speed element versus rotation, as they are just scouting now ahead of themselves. They might have heard the rattle of the shots a little bit further along, but they need to be very, very cautious, because teams get bottlenecked into rotation kills. But we are already seeing the Mad Marines. They've disengaged. They've already started working their way out, as they are now also chasing zone. There's a couple of key positions here. Mad Marines might stop in front. We might see our Ferro guys go further up. But look, straight from behind, we've got, again, ELITE, who are just chasing behind. They would definitely know they're in front. They might just try and catch up.
The craziest part is that like the choke points. So there's just so many choke points here, and the slower and slower these teams go, because obviously you're stopping to heal as the phase damage comes through. Some of these teams have been inside the zone a lot longer, and we're seeing a race, a chase here, to get into phase 2 here. And as they stop to trade out some vehicles here, this just may be what cost them 1 or 2 players here. Did they spend too much time trading out the cars? Are they going to be able to come in? There's a lot of questions going into the game. This is one of those interesting games, and honestly, if you're one of these teams that survives off of this rotation, it's one of those games that you get to talk about with your team, and it feels good to win. It feels good to play it out. You're like, we had nothing and made everything, and there's just more teams there. We can see now rotating here up top, catching him up. EXT, boom, good shots onto Axel there, as Wajas is going to pick that one up there. Mad Marines able to pick up some points there. Nice and early.
3 kills for them. 3 kills for rotation kills. Bottlenecking teams. That is a good start. Point. Yeah, we're not. We're just our phase 2 does expose itself. It does come back towards that sort of south side. And it must be donut again back up on this one a little bit. We'll lose the high ground. There's a little bit of an unplayable area. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, go have a check online or send me a DM. I'd be more than happy to share the images with you. But there is areas that are unplayable. The algorithm basically is that on phase 4 onwards really starts to get rid of the unplayable area. AKA, if you cannot stand and shoot, it's an unplayable area. So therefore, the game cannot end on that location. And there are loads of maps out there, heat maps that you're able to look at and pick up. Good shots though, as Dildo picks up. Good right. They continue to rotate around, so going to try and get the confirm, as rolling straight past. Team squad don't need that. Get their res on quick. This nade might be good though. Straight in the door. Pretty solid. It is right on top of him, right next to him, and gets the confirm and the additional knock there. So, yeah, really getting a nice little cheeky 2 from that grenade.
Kobe.
Okay, so it looks like our Ferro guys have to turn their way back in. They went up and over. Mad Marines taking the shots now and trying to pick up some more.
All sorts of choke points being set up here. This is now coming down to who got into the circle first here, and that's what we were talking so much about, the deep rotations coming in. But looking at Ferocia, they're actually doing okay. They've made themselves a nice little position there down towards the south side of the zone. They're still looking comfortable right outside Los Leones. A couple of other teams inside who have then decided to kind of rotate from the north down into the more central part of this zone. After such a hard shift, like Mark said, we did lose a lot of the water, a lot of the unplayable area taken out there. So we're now pretty much stuck down to the hard covered compounds. These teams who are played time and time again after the time this game has been out for so long understand where this zone is going, and they've really read this, I think, into perfection here. 57 players left up going into these zones. It's going to be another late game bloodbath here, where we just see 6 teams back to back, third-party teams picking up angles and just making it really hard for teams to centralize, teams to rotate, and teams to just find their own shots on enemy opposing teams here.
Yeah, it's all about the angles. Miramar, we know, is that middle land, that middle to long range battle. You can really gain some points. And Mad Marines have been so far the team of our round at number 4 that has been gaining the points. They've picked up the kills. Let's see if they can deal with everyday heroes. As ELITE did wrap around the bottom side of him, so they will be aware there's a team here. They're because Mad Marines were taking the shots. Flash coming over, so a massive indication now, and we do see our E-Day team a little bit split, but need to try and deal with this. Oh my god, down to one E-Girl. So going down to one shot, able to actually get the knock. The rest of the team though causing the damage as Mad Marines though losing one quite quickly there.
Good little trade here now coming up over the top here. It looks like they're starting to take control. Mad Marines really getting comfortable here. Toss the Molly just to buy some time. Now going to go for that right side flank. Wajah's already on the flank here. Should be able to find him. Over the top comes Hales. Hales able to find the knock. Traded out instantly though. E-Day doing everything they can to survive in a nice evenly spaced fight thus far. Still with just 2 up on each side here. Who is come through? I'm sorry, with just 1. The trade comes through. Shots coming through from Bro, but no, he's not able to line him up as Wajah and the rest of the Mad Marines come through. And again, another victory, putting themselves towards 5 kills, closer and closer to closing that gap with Void and distancing themselves from Team Arctic, who just came off the chicken dinner right below them in 4th.
And Arctic, they find themselves in a PO battle again, so a little bit of revenge now coming on. Let's see if Arctic can get 2 out of 2. As they've just got one, their first point on the board. The additional points have been stolen. Looks like they are now popping over. PO though, using the ridge lines. Lovely. Arctic coming back. Oh, and able to get it. But look at that nade straight in on that third party action because Clean Squad though claimed it.
Yikes, Mark. That right there was absolutely beautiful, and you caught every second of it. Shout out to our observer team here, Mark himself. What a great pick right there. And off to the side, LIL, Lost in Los Leones, is going to pick up kills here onto Boomer team. Clean as well. Back-to-back team wipes right there. We're going to lose 3 just like that. 12 teams remain, 42 up halfway through the match, and there's still so much more to come.
Yeah, loads to go. And the teams are just lurking their way in. Our 4 control guys taking a bit more quiet. They're going to Los Leones. Void are on the high ground. Clean Squad, though, are going to work their way. And I'm kind of keen to throw the action replay back up. But IB4, though, coming in quite late here. Welcome to Furry Pit. He's on the outside of the zone, still trying to hold. And again, they find themselves a little bit of rags. Going for a huge wrap back. They're going back to the north side, but it's going to go straight into multiple teams now.
Yeah, and you've got Fake Skills and Halsey who did take shots. They're taking notice of this rotation. Thankfully enough, they have too much warehouse cover in order to get over to this section. But there it is. Now third-party shots coming in from GIS. Opened up, trying to find themselves a nice little angle, but not looking like they're going to be able to get it. As I say that, Halsoy with the M4 from the side does not give up from that compound, is able to find that knock. What a beautiful spray and a just heartfelt attempt there in order to get that knock. Nothing else they could have done in order to rotate any further. Now phase 3 ready to turn to phase 4. The damage no doubt going to come through, but still I think well worth sitting inside the zone to get that kill right there.
Let's have a quick look at the action replay. We can throw it up, and these teams are still rotating their way through. And yeah, look at this though. Yeah, such a hectic fight. BO tried with Arctic trying to get involved. Not shots going over, flash going over. Get shot in the back though as well. As we see there, the Arctic guys do get a quick kill and confirm on the board. Having to reshift. Good use of utility and good use of the terrain really of Miramar's. BO do wrap around, goes down to a heavy one-on-one. Look at this nade. Outstanding nade. Clean Squad though. Clean it up nicely.
Done, and done, just like that. And we're losing a few more teams. We just lost Magnus to the zone there, is traded out for Cronin. Nyes is able to trade that one out. Halzoy picks up Fake Skills, able to carry him to the zone. Such a team play right there. Comes out on top, still back up to 3, and they should be able to make their way up, but still, they have Clean team right ahead of them. And it just may spell demise here for both these teams. Shots do come through. Clean is going to find Nice right there. And now going to stick off, go for the res here, back onto Jan, but smelling the blood in the water. Jewel, Johnny, the rest of his team starting to scout their way over. Maybe going to stop both these teams in their track. And again, this is the only team that is kind of sitting on the edge of the zone. The rest of these teams are kind of having to at least make a good 50 to 60 meter journey to that zone. So it looks like Team 15 about to bank on some kills here over the top of this ridge.
Yeah, Void's sitting in a good spot. I know they've just lost home and we cannot control his vehicle as he's just spinning his way out. Might want to stick it in reverse and try and get to the compound quick. Void, he's going to come into gunshots of Void, so he needs to be very, very cautious about what he's doing with the vehicle now. GIS, though, losing the numbers trying to get in. He just cannot control it. It's like he's driving on ice at the moment. Not sure, he might have just spun out, but technically going back for his boy, I think that car is pretty much done dusted. Yes, though, go for. Oh, he goes for the pickup. Void, though, does catch him just before. He's got to resend the car now. This car is about to go. He kind of might want to turn left. There goes the secondary tire now. He's got no traction, and he's just drifting his way down. Team squad there eventually go out, but more importantly, GIS down to the last player, and Void should clutch it, and they do. Not as bad as they do send him out. Void, though, holding the high ground. Unfortunately, though, in the sort of southeast corner. Oh, welcome to Furry Pier, though. Clean squad has gone, and our little guys, though, lost in Leonis, is working their way down. Again, welcome to Furry Pier. You kind of think that our team Void is going to be taking the long distance shots, though, over the top. They've just, again, they're going to have to give it up, but they're going to try and capitalize as much damage as they can. 4 kills on the board. Noobs and boobs. They seem to like playing as a 2. Like, definitely as a 2-man squad. They just seem to be capitalizing most amount, put them in the compound, give them 2 players, get some kills on the board. Let's see what Noobs with Boobs can do. Can they get a second place? More importantly, can they get a first place now?
And they hold out. Crash looks like it's coming through. Babo is going to be able to take some shots, holding that off. Looks like he's going to go up top, trying to stick the res on his teammate, but third-party shot from Susie95. Susie is going to be able to take that kill, put it in the bag. There, one member left up. He's stopped. He's pinned in between both players here as Babo cooks up the nade. At least going to get it to toss over. Susie should be able to find these shots here. Again, they have him pretty much pinned down right where they want him. It's just going to come down to a matter of patience there at the compound. As phase 5 pulls up, a minute clock is going to start to count down there as all these teams outside the zone will have to make their way towards. There's only 2 teams inside the zone of the 9, so everybody will have to find position inside this next zone. Nade cooked up. Molotov too far over the top. He's inside the little bit of a ridge play. He's got his teammate down just to the side here. He looks like
that body will protect him if he comes round. Oh, Void steal it as well.
I say Void had eyes on that from the entirety of that fight right there. No way he was really going to be able to protect that without smokes or taking the damage himself from some body blocks. But now, more importantly, it stalls the fight here in hand. We've got just a 1v1 really drawn out here. Either player wants to show their face here in fear of getting shot over the top from all the third-party angles here. But coming to a head, one of these players is going to have to make the decision to push up and over the top here.
Johnny is trying to keep the back covered, though, but he's getting tabbed a bit. Going back on the 1, unfortunately for Welcome to Furry Pit, unable to push over at the time, but 1 kill on the board. They want to try and hold out. It's phase number 5. The zone is shifted again south. Good flash. Here we're going to see a flash going out.
Perfect stun.
Clean.
Perfect push.
Very, very clean. Look at this.
Couldn't have done it better.
Hacky lads with a massive split. Marines pushing to the compound in the corner. Ferzo closing out. I think they're just trying to get in front of the gents. Noobs with Boobs need to make the move and Void. Nice movement off the high ground. Actually sort of checking themselves ahead of these teams now.
Ooh, a beautiful headshot from Sandra right onto Labby. Labby checks some shots for the Mini 14. Instantly sat down here. Now Imzo tries to do his own work here with the Mini 8 times here. Takes some shots. Looks like they are going to be able to rotate in. Somehow, some way, they find their way in, but there's the first knock. The second, nowhere else to go here. Molotov's there to follow it. Not looking good for them. Again, they were trying to make it in. They were able to make it away from edge of the zone, but again, with so many teams inside that zone, and again, everybody looking for a home, they're going to fall out there in 7th place.
So teams, again, phase 5, we are seeing the teams descend quite quickly. We've seen this a few times now this evening, and we are seeing now, I suppose, the Eddie Lazo have tightened themselves back up and put themselves in the compound. As we do have our Mad Marine 6 kills on the board. They haven't got a knockdown, but they should be able to take the rest, and they do. Aguilazo giving up the corner of the crossroads there and actually tightening themselves back up to the 4. They're putting themselves in a position, again, a team which you feel like doesn't really want to give up the fight. They seem to be going through. They want to make sure they finish the games. They're not sitting on their laurels, and they're not sitting on anything else but the zone as well. But Los Leones, though, have actually got a nice little cheeky 10-pack. Now trying to work their way in. Void, though, with 6. I think they'd be disappointed. They haven't really picked up as many more kills than that, but they are, again, they're just currently just wheeling and dealing over every section here. Oh my god, great spray from the M4 going through is there. He does take out not just 1, but takes out the 2nd.
Nice play here from Void. Void really feeling the pressure here from Mad Marines here as both teams here inside the top 5 yet again. Void with 5 kills on board. Mad Marines with their own 5 kills on board here as well. And both these teams looking to just continue to climb up the charts here, doing what they can. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Mad Marines has 6 kills. sitting up on a nice little shelf for both these teams here, going into the last few circles here of the zone as phase 6 about to become phase 7 here. We look into that central zone. We got the street. We have, you know, hardcover compound, but it's contested by 2 different teams. Mad Marine's going to have to fight for their life here inside this compound if they're looking to take control over control.
What I really like at the moment, look at this. Void are just constantly chasing teams around. They want to hold this area, but they just want to. I don't think he's keen to take the fight, but I think he's keen to push the team further around, just so they can have the high ground to themselves.
Void seems kind of unstoppable this time. I'm not going to count them out, call it yet, but I mean they're playing it right here, and they're positioning the information I think that this team's been gathering. The way they've been playing seems to be pretty prime, pretty golden for what looks to be the recipe for chicken dinners here.
Yeah. Egilazo are holding the hard cover. Marines are on the outside. They don't need to push him, but they're being very, very cautious at the moment. Shots coming from behind from our gents. They are going to force them potentially to a fight they don't want to take. I think they want to just hold the zone as best they can. It is phase number 6. We are going to phase 7 as the zone is coming in. Void, they have cleared that whole top side, and they do now hold the anchor point though on that other side of the road. I definitely feel like they won't be happy in the sense that they want to come over to maybe this ridge line that's on the screen and maybe play from here, maybe try and control these teams and hope for that zone to push more for a north to northwest, favouring them. If it heavies goes down to the southeast, I think they've got to try and make something happen now, but not too bad. Gents though, sitting with 0 kills, but just taking their time coming in. They've lost one as Axel went down on that rotation early doors. Void though do actually pick up another knock on the board. They haven't picked up the solo for our Lost in Leonis, as they are sitting low down behind that hard cover. Or the shack.
Void circle control, Mark, if I may say, is looking pretty optimal right now.
Yeah, you're keen. They wanted that side. There's one. They're going to potentially pick up the other. They know they definitely can't get to the player. And again, this is definitely a factor of as these teams do get knocks on, they realise that the top of the league is in front of them. Do they disengage? Do they want to make sure they get the steals, not give them any points they can? And Edgy lads can't really get out and take the fight with the Marines, but we are seeing the gents though, they are just lurking on the outside, waiting to kind of unfold. But I think a lot of these teams are waiting for that, and that's a zone shift away, and that is the zone shift that has favoured Void here. They might see these guys push down, take this high ridge, maybe deal with gents quite quickly. Very focused though, literally taking a fight on within the compound. I think this is now game for Void to lose.
Void is just on point. Their information, their understanding of this zone right here has just been very, very well understood here. And honestly, if Mad Marines can come on top here, winning this compound fight, I got hope for this team as well. But it's going to be very, very hard to not lose anybody in a 4v3 fight here inside the compound. Both teams having to make their way out on top of the third-party angles that should come through. There's just a lot of potential here. The crash coming in from Void. Void's actually going to stop them, it looks like, in their tracks. I like what Void's doing here.
They didn't know that Gent were here, I don't think, and they've actually caught them. They're able to survive. I think Void needs to capitalise on this quite quickly, into with Gent. And they also I don't think they know exactly where the final player is, though, for our Lost in Leonis, as they are just laying low in a zone. In zone? Yeah, in zone still. So able to just hold out and maybe try and wait for some more teams to go down, get another couple more positions on play. But yeah,
smells like third to me.
Yeah, mate. Could be a cheeky seconds if it really kicks off as well. 3 teams go at it. Void though have the zone, but they are dropping the ball on Gent. As I said, it's their game to lose now.
It is, and like I said, catch angles like that, the attempt, I love what they did. I really, really do. But again, yeah, when you don't realize there's a team in the back right there, that's definitely the rug underneath your feet right there. But the knock coming in, it looks like from, I want to say the Mad Marines just found EMI. I want to say Emil is going to get now picked up here from Void. Void able to steal that kill away. So Void picking up the tracks where they left off. They do lose Sandra Heim in return, but just 2 members left up here for the Gents trying to make their way in over Void. Void definitely should be comfortable. 11 kills on the board. They have not been quiet on the trigger. Just need to find these knocks here to the side. They're already on the backside. In comes the third-party shots. It's not an easy angle. You can't just walk up over the hill and take this fight. You've got to be very, very cautious. Boom could easily end him, and he does. Finds the angle through the shack. Knocks him down. There's just so much going on here outside these angles right now, Mark. It is just insane. Boom just doing what he can to survive here for his team. Has just been bounced around this shack. His understanding of everybody around him. Finds Imzo, is avoiding shots here from the Gents, but still giving information over to his team.
My God, so Mad Marines disengaging from our Aguilaz, and they're no, it's Aguilaz, and they're pushing out. That just gave them a free pass potentially, and they are really capitalizing. Void having to do everything they can to keep the players alive. But yeah, boom, oh my days, like, talk about holding that shack firm. He actually comes out, and the Genso do now get the knockers. They are just on defense, but it is working for them well.
Not at all. All the right intentions, and they just, you know what, the best intentions are sometimes not what works best here in comp. They lead with the right foot, but unfortunately they're going to fall flat on their face. They're cornered by all the remainder of the teams here from first to last right there. Out of 5 teams right there, they're going to fall first, and now just 4 teams remain inside the top 4 with just a solo tails here for the Mad Marines. Void, who was looking to close that gap and keep Mad Marines at their heels, unfortunately is now going to be paying the piper here, watching to see if Mad Marines gets taken out next, and they do. They're in third, able to beat out at least one more team for a few more points left down to our just solo 2 teams here. That's going to be the Gents and the Lads.
Yeah, it's good play. That time well served, I feel like, with them, and it's really favoured. Surprised, I'm really surprised that Void didn't actually get the information that Gents were here. They were chasing around, they kind of dropped the ball, and that was kind of the first sort of piece of the puzzle that went down. But look at this though, our Gents though are really tuned in. They put it down to a 2-on-2. I like this. This is what you want to see. Oh,
the nade,
good nade, very good nade there. They are
the return. Skunks got him held though. He busted. Thankfully, it was only enough to take down Devastation. The heal for 1. Now the trade should come up. Nope, Dev, you got to hold that angle. You can't both be healing here. You have to hold the angle. But thankfully enough, they're not actually getting too aggressive on this. They're playing it smart. They realize the zone is on their back. It's phase 9. They just have to watch. As soon as they peek that hill, this should be Team 12's victory.
Oh my God. So lads though are just, they pushed themselves around very well. They put themselves in central spot. Marines though, I think Marines are giving the game to the lads here, but Gents, let's not take anything away from them. They've been super tight, and they're actually doing really well. Good nade going to the top. There's no splash damage going on. Gents need to decide which one they're going to go for. They can't be taking a knock here.
Ooh. Mysticals with a beautiful spray from the side, catches Skunk off guard. Should be all up to control here. The Molotov to finish Skunk off there. And now the 2v1 here in favor of the Lads here. Gents do a great job fighting their way here from the edge of the zone with it on their back the last 2 sessions. But now it's a 2v1, and the table's still not looking in their favor. If Devastation comes through, that's absolutely what's going to happen here to Team 12, and that's what they'll be feeling going home.
Oh, there's not never a ridge. He's got the blue on his back. You kind of think, does he go out the zone? Does he want to just... I know it's 1 point, right? But 1 point to 9 from the team that's running away with the leaderboard slightly. Like, it might seem go for the zone. He doesn't know. He does get tapped up. And winner chicken dinner. And Edgy has those. Jeez Louise, it's the hat, mate. It's the hat that's winning it, I'm telling you. It's definitely the hat.
Look at that edgy lad right there. Get it a little edgy.
Let's go. Right, a good game. Mad Marines, they could have held them longer. Void, I think, will be very disappointed they didn't get the win on this one. But good shout. Gents are coming alive. Look, I hold my hand up. I wrote you guys off. I thought you guys were gone. Void were chasing down, but Void like clearly forgot about you guys and focused their attention on getting the closer for the end zone. It's like Void were a zone ahead of where they should have been at that point. And they just needed to check off. But Gents done well. They got the 2nd place. But yeah, Edgy Lads though taking the dubs on this one. Let's go look at the actual replay. As we will go work the magic there. He's already lost one. It goes down to a cheeky 2v1. And Gents, they put it from a, was it a 3 or 4? But they managed to put it down to a 2-on-2, losing 1. But again, it's an element they had the zone behind. Edgy Lads, though, moved themselves round, putting themselves on that roadside, closer towards that middle zone. Able to work out. Utility. At this point, no. Our TB Gents, though, are down and out. And that is the winner. 2nd time round. Edgy Lads don't take game number 4. Right, quick advert break. Final rounds coming up. It's round number 5. It's going to be Mimira. See you guys in 2. Okay, welcome back. So that was round number 4. We're going to our final round so far, but good. Looks definitely a bit more settled from that Miramar compared to we saw on our round number 3, technically. But yeah, it just felt a bit more controlled. I think Marines opened the door for ELITEeSPORTeu to get the win on that one, and Void, I think you dropped the ball. If I'm honest, I just be on my outside point of view, I definitely feel like you dropped the ball on that one. Let's have a quick look at how that affected the leaderboard. So as it stands though, ELITEeSPORTeu do get 2 chicken dinners and leads them away slightly. 2-3-3. Void though are in 2nd, Mad Marines are in 3rd, Team Arctic are in 4th, and Everyday Heroes pick up in 5th place. Noobs and Bood still hold 6th, BO are still holding out in 7th, and Welcome to Furry Pier now hold 8th. It is going to be the last time you can get sand in between your toes. Get the pina coladas out, sit back, relax, deck chairs in hand. Our final round, number 5, is coming up. Okay, welcome back, and it is our final round this evening as we are on BO5, best of 5. Telialigaen League though, we are, I think, week 4. We are now 18 games, actually 19 games technically for you guys watching. This will be our final game, which will be the 20th game. So far these teams have played it out. We are in Lobby B, Division 2 Group B, and both Division 2 Group A and Group B, get my words out, are fighting to get into the top spot for the elite division for this league, and able to work for the money at the prize pool. It is ELITEeSPORTeu clearly leading the way at the moment. Anyway, flight path though with a southeast up to a central north, pushing a northwest, and we do have a little bit of a stack up, especially around San Martin. But Gold, I'll let you take this one through, mate.
All right, as we're looking at our teams here, dropping 2 teams again in Los Leones. El Pozo left alone this time around here, as we have both teams deciding to go La Cabrera this time around. So it's going to be a little bit more of an interesting drop there, as Crater Fields has some interest from our Lost in Leones boys here. They're thinking about making their moves there. A lot of teams here with that circle shifted, again, having to make a early rotation if they want prime position, as again, just nobody really getting immediate circle love. Except for the teams that are dropping here in Los Leones. We've had some southern Miramar circles here, so if you're in Los Leones, you've been getting, the better of the bulk here in as far as the rotation pass go. This time around, you're very centralized. You can take your time in looting. And in teams like Boomer Team, who are now sitting on the edge of the zone there, again, take time, loot, and we'll have one of the earlier rotations in as well, as we look just quite a few teams in a very... the one thing I've noticed, Mark, I'd say comfortable, but these teams don't seem to fight off the rip as much as I've seen other teams kind of hot drop, contest, and look for early kills. We've seen, I think, all 16 teams rotate with all 4 players last time around there, deep into phase 2, before we started seeing, obviously, the choke point setup and just rotation kills come through on that rotation. But as far as the hot drop immediately goes, everybody seems to be able to grab their loot, and it looks like we're going to have a very similar, like a circle here, where teams should be able to grab their loot and then start to make their way forward. But as I say that, we'll keep an eye on San Martin with another 2 teams in the middle of things, as it looks like all 4 members are kind of in between here for our team at BO. BO may be able to find themselves some early kills the way that they've surrounded Team 5 here.
Well, they are getting the vehicle going now, and it is one of the things I actually noticed. Cold and myself come from a console casting point of view, and Cold sort of does a lot of console. You go tune him out, give him a follow, make sure he puts his stuff in. Oh, good shots he takes off the back of the buggy. But definitely with console compared to PC, one of the things I noticed off the bat is actually Console was quite aggressive off the rip, whereas PC will land, get the loot, and there is like a prio system when it comes down to sort of scrims. But
Ooh.
yeah, good shots with the shotgun. And something else I noticed a lot more on PC, the love of the shotguns is real.
That's one thing that I can respect too, like I said, because the power behind that thing is just amazing. And like I said, when you're a team that can find the range here, most of the scene, knows players here who are individually good with the shotgun, and when you're just a player here in the comp scene and you found that rhythm, yeah, please put that thing into use, make that thing go bang, make that thing go boom, and drop some players here for us. Again, we always appreciate that as casters.
Yeah, well, we love it. And again, we do love it a lot more, especially when we see these city battles very much in them, the Miramar world. And we will see teams, early game, late game, will go and swap for that tactical shotgun because it's so overpowering. Let us know what your thoughts are on the shotgun in chat. Is it too OP? Should they remove it? Should it not be an esports thing? I think it has a place. But I'm keen to know what you guys are, what your thoughts are around the shotguns. Whether it's console or whether it is on PC, but your thoughts are much appreciated. And also following that, let us know who you're supporting. Hit those emojis in chat, put your teams up, or just let us know who you want to be taking this league here for our, I suppose, Telialigaen Division number 2. Good movement though, as we are seeing the Control boys. They do get the first 2. Unable to dig the last 2 out from BO, but they want to make the play now.
I thought they might have defaulted to kind of, maybe escape from the fight here, but the way that for Control hitter is playing is just super aggressive here, not letting these guys have any type of breathing room here. Now caught inside the garage. Good shots coming out from Rex in return. RPC is trying to do it, but off the top of the roof, I don't even want to know, some spec ops right here.
Jeez
coming
Louise.
through.
I know PUBG. I know Call of Duty's on beta, mate, but oh my days, people, this is PUBG.
Is that Snake from Metal Gear Solid? Hello.
Oh, I love it. It was a double jump as well because he saw the shadow, didn't he? But he picked up the wrong one, and obviously jumping down and getting the knock. So obviously we'll review back on the zone. Yeah, so it's outside, so a lot of teams need to make the early rotation. I do like what we see from IB4. That compound from on the edge of the crossroad is really good. Control is extending his way down as he's going to have a little scout for this. This is not prime for getting the rotation kills we see a lot of from this type of compound, but I definitely feel like it is a massive food for thought to be able to pick up potentially some end game action.
There's definitely, again, that choke point, sitting right there in the center of that zone right there, a beautiful spot where a lot of teams are going to have to rotate there at the end of that T. So they should be able to pick some up. They've not only this time around took 1 compound, but have taken 2, so should be able to position themselves and keep teams from then having the position to kind of stop them from taking these shots. As, again, the control is really in their favor this time around here. Looking at Void, hoping to have a better round of finish this time. It came off with the wheels burning and all the way to the end game. Just unfortunately, we're not able to catch the gents there sleeping now in a very centralized position here, looking to maintain that late game and hopefully find the knowledge, find the information, and maybe just take the full send mentality here and take a full check before hitting that full send next time.
At some point, yeah, Voids, our Mad Marines, at some point they've got to get the balance of, yeah, look, we want to try and push ourselves still in the top 6 because they want to be working their way towards the finals, right? But at some point, if you're comfortable second, you're comfortable third, and you know you're going to get into those finals to sort of fight out for that other spot to get into the high division, you kind of think, like, I'm kind of hoping that Void might go all out aggressive and maybe like try and chase down our lads. And at what point we're coming up to the halfway point, next week is a break. And you kind of think, is this the day? Is this the round that you actually think, do you know what? This is the day actually we might want to see these guys get a bit more aggressive and take the action to the other teams.
It's always one of those, mentalities as you get closer and closer to the end of things here is how aggressive do you want to play? Where do you want to end up? Are you comfortable where you're at? Is the play style you've been doing working for you guys? Is there adjustments that need to be made? And again, this late in the game may be too late, but for some of the teams who are close there in the top 8, the adjustments are definitely not too late and definitely not underappreciated from the points that you'll get from making these adjustments here. But the fight right now inside the compound steps up. Trying to avoid what looks to be a potential frag, but actually is just smoke. Almost steps into the flames at the top of the stairs, but gets a chance to heal. Slowly but surely having to get a chance to recover here. May decide to go for the smoke, but no, the knock and Clean comes through. And Clean just doing a great job here of walking up into this compound, take control, and making their presence understood.
I like what Cole's doing. I love the bounty. I do like the rainbow stuff. I've not been able to get it myself yet, despite spending some money. You think as a PUBG partner, I'll get some additional benefits, like the like definitely winning every single crate. I'm joking. We do get a lot. We get a lot of love and support from PUBG. I just want a McLaren. I just want a McLaren. What's that, mate?
Do you get your own drops?
No, we get a special category that we can click on, and we just seem to win every single drop. No, we still have to get a lot. We still have to gamble, roll the dice, so to speak, as everyone else does. But look, we do get a lot of love and support from PUBG, and they do give us a lot of the gear. We've got the Assassin's Creed stuff, and we got some crates, but they weren't guaranteed to get the McLaren this time round. So I'm on the grind like everyone else, trying to get the McLaren in play at the moment. I think it's a nice little addition. I think they could have maybe made it a bit faster and made the handling slightly different on it, but I don't know. I like that PUBG are doing these little collabs at the moment. We had Assassin's Creed. We've got the currently the McLaren. I'm really keen to know what's coming next, type of thing. So yeah, I'm excited. I think PUBG's in a good space. I think it's growing. I think it's still developing, despite being a game 2017, 15, 17. I think it came out. Just yeah. Again, it's not new on the shelf, should we say?
Much like some of these other games, it's nice to see the crossover happening here on platform again. You know, we're coming from a gaming world here. We're coming from a world that changed games individually here. So just to see, again, them incorporating, you know, other games in the play here that we all know and love here just keeps this game fresh, keeps it, you know, again, in our hearts here from time to time, because we can then relate other games we played in the past here to these games. So it's just a great job by PUBG, I think, to, you know, keep us all interested, understand that, you know, fans and the needs outside of PUBG obviously do mean something, as well as they understand that, you know, we play PUBG probably 99% of the time, but, you know, that 1%.
99.9999999% of the time for me.
They know us, okay, but that one or two other games out there, they're showing some love too. So it's just good to see the community, you know, being loved and being appreciated here as far as a gaming perspective goes here. So shout out PUBG, shout out to the devs here, you know, making those good moves here, keeping us all, you know, decked out with McLarens, decked out in Assassin's Creed gear, so you can feel like Ezio dropping from the top. But that's what we missed. We needed Ezio right there. He needed the Assassin's Creed gear on in that clip, and it was solid.
100%. Talk about that clip. That is a nice transition, because we will go have a quick look at that action replay though, as we do see him do the Assassin's Creed drop on. That's pushed out full control though. We're pretty tight compared to the BO boys, and BO getting caught really surrounded. You look at that thing, and BO in a strength of position because they surrounded full control, but they just kind of push forward really well. Nice little tabs as he does pre-fire here with Toby. First knock though coming, goes down to the final player, does duck himself down into a one shot. See the jump going off. He does truck the actual shadow itself, but yeah, winner chicken dinner. Love the transition, Cole. Couldn't call it right, mate. Assassin's Creed.
There's Assassin's Creed to the T right there. Thanks for the crossover from PUBG. And look, it's got plays like that being thought out, and you just have to love it here. Back into the comp scene, Norwegian comp here. Match 19 done in the books. 20, the end of the days, the final match, and you know what? It's been an interesting day.
Been a good couple of games. I'm impressed. I am impressed. I always a little bit worried to get asked. I've been asked to come cast this, and thank you very much, guys, for asking me to come cast. And obviously, coming into an environment, you don't know all the teams, don't know all the players. I know some of the players, and the Norwegian guys. Like, I've got 7 core, bless them. They're sending me their team jerseys in the post at the moment, coming over from Europe. So that'll be going up behind me next to my new little screen. And again, the love for PUBG PC just really spreads far and wide across the EU. And I enjoy actually coming to these unknown events and actually being wowed by some of the outstanding plays that we get to see from these players. Zone generally tighten itself up though, as we have got a nice little donut. It has lost the outside as that water is now descending away. We do have some unplayable area with this high that we will lose this section here of Lost the Owns. There isn't much more left in. There's a couple of crevices on the outside. Most teams though have donutted themselves up though. We do have Aguilas who are just currently lurking in on the GIS boys. He's now spotted one as Control picks up primary, goes straight up. Nice quick kill confirmed. Trying to get the answer, but they're unable to. Puts him down on the old ones, but again, they do get one back. So looks like they are fighting back down to the last player now as he whips himself around, but getting shot in the back by Voids. Pushing forward. Oh,
unlucky.
Nice whip backs and forwards, and you know what? I didn't even go out for the trade. He did go for the go get the secondary knock though, as we will expect to see the Aggie lads or the Edgy lads though be able to get themselves back on. I'm gonna start calling them the Aggie lads because they play Aggie sometimes. Zone again coming back down and tightening back up, and that's what I'm talking about. We're losing the unplayable areas now. I think it will continue to descend around as more of a donut, and I think this is why we saw the Edgy lads though play in towards taking away GIS from that compound, because they want to give themselves a bit of space. I wouldn't surprise if they do a 2-2 split here and just edge their bets north and south.
And I wouldn't be surprised, yeah, Buster, to see that 2-2 split be maintained all the way up until I'd say at least phase 5 shift. Assuming the transition or the crash doesn't come through on either end here, they just need to send one of the players there across the street, hold that 2-2 split. But here's the side, Mad Marines coming through, holding down through the window. It's up to EXT Boom. They've lost 3 in the trade out here. As Lost in Los Leones is coming alive here. Labby just picking them apart there from the side with the M4, cleaning up all the kills that are laid down there on the ground as the nade follows right behind. He's going to make his way around the wall, hoping to just buy time as the 1v1 comes through, but sit him down. Jewel Johnny comes through, and the everyday heroes now want to pick up the pieces here as little bros over here come through. Lost in Los Leones. Looks like they're about to be lost in transition here.
Our news with boobs looks like they guys are back away from this. They wrap themselves around the clean. Yeah, E-Day though. Look at this. They wanted to take the third party action. They got it. They actually got there in a nice time. We do see our Lost in Leon, so they are backing away. So they've taken the bike and going for a full send. Unfortunately, though, for them, might be sending their way to additional teams. But again, this compound now becoming into sort of fruition as these teams are pushing down towards the end of the crossroads and might be able to capitalize up on some of the additional kills on steals. As it's actually been happening a little bit on the outside. Lost in Leon, so full disengage. As we do see now, unfortunately though for SG down to a 1, but Void very much eyes in sight on this one as they want to ensure he doesn't come in. He's just on the inside of the zone now. There's that 2-2 split we spoke about. Noobs with Booze though, they've gone across the additional side. And it helps if I don't allow my screen to time out. 1 second guys, I will bring it back as quick as I can. Just put that back up there. I just need to move it quickly, guys. Oh, I didn't even see it going for a cheeky timeout. I'm hoping it gets back nice and quick. If I got that, you guys can see the play full screen. And let me just do that. And there we go. Cool. It's bounced back. The question now is, can Cold Store see my screen?
Copy, Roger.
Can you? That's all right.
And welcome welcome to Fairy Pier here. You know, it's good to see them 4 up still here going into the late game here. Phase 3 ready to close in the next few seconds to give us that phase 4 pop. Should push the rest of Los Leones out, given the teams here. They're sitting on the edge. A very hard rotation here. Forward here is Susie with a beautiful headshot on the Rex there through the window with the Mini 14. Now going to pull back here. Maybe pressuring forward to walk inside the building. Catches him on the balcony, trying to sneak into the window. Almost gets the headshot there, but he is able to find his way into the window, out the railing, out the danger zone, and now just looking to buy some time as the nade in play, cooked out. Nowhere to receive, does do some damage to the backside, but unfortunately not enough to find that knock. So Susie just kind of laying in wait here, going to go back, at least going to take some time to buy the heal off. Does buy them enough time to potentially get this res, as the 5-stack was a good position to be in. Now again, we're looking at this team trying to rotate away from Los Leones as the circle has shifted further and further south. Now making our team who was in the 2-2 split group up as the 4, giving up their compound there at the warehouse, to the northern end of the zone there. That's going to substitute it probably to fake skills and the rest of the team for Nice to just walk into play here.
Yeah, it's a hard play from this one. They're at the 5-stack though. This 5-stack is kind of OP. I always reference it as OP because you can see so much from there, and they are continuing to use that height to their advantage for as long as they can for control. Hopefully we don't see any Assassin's Creed jumps coming up and over. A lot of teams going for a full send now as the zone does go south on the additional wall. Team squad though, last one is Jan that goes lay low, able to get themselves in. I've seen those Jeds though, who did take second place. You can see I just clocked E-Day have got a little team thing going on. They're all yellow tracksuit. This is if you got yellow tracksuit, you can go for tryouts now for E-Day.
Yellow tracky, that's it.
It's been a while since I've seen like that sort of that sort of play. NNNOOOOO though, they got 11th. They do go down to the zone. They will allow 4 control to play in, but a lot of the action now is sitting on this sort of northwest side of the zone. Void though coming in. ELITE though trying to play up. They receive another knock. Don't think they know that Void is that close. They're going to use the additional ridge now. I think they're going to just take a prize. ELITE goes down to the last couple of players. There goes one. Arctic though trying to come out the smoke. Shots and angles just coming in. Void is really controlling this side. And the last of the ELITE is further out. And they do go out between them and Gent, who are playing in. And we will see Gent though continue to push through. They need to get on top of this ridge before Void get on top of them.
Yikes. E-Day, Busted comes in strong, really thinking they were going to set the tone here, climbs their way up, still in 5th place here, trying to close that gap there with Team Arctic and Mad Marines, but all 3 of these teams consistent in at least getting inside the top 10, but it's been Mad Marines, it's been Arctic, it's been Void, it's been ELITE, all our top 4 teams continuing to just pick up piece by piece by piece, and just points on the board here have just been coming in, fluctuating, and just non-stop.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Let me definitely feel like I need to cut the stream for your point. I'll bring it back up.
Go ahead, mate. Go ahead.
It should be good now, I'm hoping. So let me just pump some bit rate back to it. As I thought my screen timed out. I moved everything around on my screen, so I'm trying to scrape egg bar and steel to get it all set back up. Didn't know that is in the final shack. I don't think they'll be able to get a molly, and that molly not quite connecting. That is close. But yeah, look at that. That is a hold and a half. It's phase 5. It is going to chunk from there, but Void do not want to allow him in. And very, very much zoned in. Can anyone stick a nade in the gap? I feel like Gent's going to... I thought he's going to tab himself out then.
Nice little toss inside the smoke, just hoping to buy something there again. The Molotovs, that's a very hard toss right there. That's going to take nothing next to perfection right there if you're going to get that inside the window. Should default to probably just give the point to the zone, but yeah, Void definitely not about to let him walk inside the zone. So if you have any chance of getting, ooh, the headshot comes through. Will go down to the zone, but almost stolen away there.
Yeah, and the guys have worked hard. They've got a little crest store left on. We are seeing some teams now rotate around as welcome to Ferry P. Use the blue and use the blue well as they go for a full send round. Arctic though on the corner. Can he get the first? Gets the first shots on. Good shots in the second. Gets a knock though as welcome to Ferry P. Find himself going for a full hit. This blue is going to tank. He needs to get this back out the blue as quick as possible. And actually does just about get back in. But look at that. Arctic though already know he's going to be coming around this side and is waiting for him to come over the top. Just holding outside of blue. That is a good movement there. Good team movement.
Still stops, hops out, goes to the drive-by, smacks him out the vehicle there. Very tight with a very nice play right there. Excellently executed. The team comms are just on point. Welcome to Ferry Pair in return. Knows that they're coming. Their comms are on point as well. But too bad for them. Arctic is on fire. The knock from a Beck already comes through. The confirmation to follow with that nade. Take skills to last up here for Welcome to Ferry Pier. And honestly, if you're Arctic, you're feeling good about that rotation, about that crash. And now you just need to close up this last member for Welcome to Ferry Pier if you can even get the location.
He needs to get in on zone, right? But he just wants to try and take a one-on-one fight. I think they're doing the right thing. I think they've disengaged now just to try and take the fight back because they've got the edgy lads though who are coming in. Void are tagging in from behind, so if Void do get one, Arctic have seen that. And see that gear change there from 5. Just saw one and went straight for the aggressive from a defensive point of view. And actually, want to make sure to try and get the flush as quick as they can. Void though, you kind of think if you're the lads though, you give it up to Arctic, and you're gonna have to try and disengage from here.
Yep. Arctic's playing a nice game, just ripping off a few kills here from the back.
It's not doing too bad here. There are though a team who hasn't got any points on the board, but might get their first, and they do. As Welcome to Ferry Pier tabs out in 6th place. Zone just on the outside. Our lads though on the holders. Void want to try and come in. 6 kills in the bat. We have seen it end quite a few times. So the lads want to try and clear this fight as quick as they can. Get in the dip there. That's a little bit south of where they're positioning, but it's gonna be quite hard. Void do have the split. Just the smokes are like blocking Void out.
Smoke wall comes in handy. Able to win the 1v1 because of that smoke.
He nearly missed it. He had the first shots, but Control really put those shots on very quick, though. Look at that.
Arctic
Nice
steals
steal.
it away.
Oh, I thought that Molly was going to go right on top of him then. Oh, Void, though, receiving one back. That goes down to a one-on-one here. So that's it. He's in that dip. That's where he wanted to be. That's going to be an easier hold. The only downside he's got no other team really to take the pressure off here from Arctic, who do have the high ground. You'd normally see a team taking the fight. We might see 4 Control take the fight, and these guys might have to disengage away from. Oh my god, they're in rags. Look at Five's got next to nothing left in him.
This would be an excellent finish here if Arctic can take home this chicken dinner, Mark Busty, closing that final gap, going into a week where we're going to have a break to reset, to then finally come back here very, very close to Mad Marines, very, very close to 3rd place positioning. Arctic just needs to find the right momentum, the right pace to take this final few fights here. They're going to come out with a chicken dinner, and they're going to be feeling great going into the final week. Mad Marines, for the first time, isn't here inside this top 5 to challenge, to give them that opposing points to pretty much, you know, alleviate anything that they're doing. So this is Arctic's chance to close the gate, to close the doors, and really, really hit Mad Marines where it counts to get themselves back into the running for 3rd going into the final week here.
Yeah, look at that. Our 2 teams that had the hardcore really haven't got the kills, and that's not because of anything they've been doing. It's actually because of the actions really be happening on the outside of the zone here. They need to now hoover up. We've only got 5 teams left. We've got 12 people left store to to be had, with a potential option, especially for someone like Void or our edgy lads, to be able to pick up a nice little cheeky 11 kills, because both of those teams are now on solos. Arctic, though, you're right. They've got to end the day right. They've got a chicken dinner under the belt. They're going to want to get another one. But again, our IB4 boys, Pharaoh boys, they're going to try and also want to get a chicken dinner on the belt and just kind of finish the day off, take a break, reset, and come back for the last couple of weeks for this league to put themselves in that top 6, or try and push themselves for that top spot here from our edgy lads who are laying low. Only the 7 kills on the board actually for them. So that's, again, a good game overall. So doing some damage. There we go.
While we have a little bit of a lull, it's Mark. It's a little different for me. Like I said, this is a long league, which seems to be respectable. Again, you can have a bad week, you know, you can have a bad start to the week, but it seems like, you know, again, you've got to be consistent. You've got to stay in it, and that's just something I think that's great quality to have going into PCS, going into PGC. You know, anything that you're going to involve yourself in globally or even just regionally. You know, you just got to think like that is a absolute challenge itself. So to let these teams not only compete over, you know, 1 or 2 weeks here, they're saying, hey, I need you guys to be consistent. You guys got to bring the heat over a couple of weeks, and we want to bring the best of the best here. And that's why PCS, PGC, that's why PUBG has such great events and great talent moving further and further into these later, you know, events.
So Void being picked up as the lads, though, do send him out. That's 5th place for them, and that'll be 8 kills on the board, though. We go for top 4, though. And our team Arctic, though, are being favoured as the zone has shifted back down towards them. So they're happy. Our guys that have been holding the compound now, they got the big run now to go up. Both these teams will split slightly, as we will see the IB4 boys take the approach up and over, and maybe try and take this sort of next bowl away from the lads. Or I say lads, only one. This is the next bowl. This is what these teams are going to try and play into. Faraday has the hard plays. They are open ground. They've got to take the advantage of the teams that are fighting now. Arctic, though, do finish it off, and that is a kill for them. And that would have opened the eyes open for a complete look on the rest of the zone. And actually, they might find themselves, I don't know if they've taken enough of a gap off. They're actually going back. I don't think they know they're this close. They do now. Not able to get the knock. Get them down on 2s. Going to cook that nade. The nade does go over. Not bad, no splash damage, but good to really ensure they can. They've got to stack together here as the Arctic are having to fire on multiple fronts. Grenades going over. Whereas now
that util,
yeah,
looking good.
PC very much util, mate. Very, very much. Good push up rounds. Util. That's 1 apiece. There's only one of the Arctic boys there who was facing the art as IB4, going to get a free pass now. They do turn themselves back around. It goes down to a 1-on-1 now, and they actually get closed out. It goes down to a 1. IB4 should be going hell or high water. It's only a 2-man. Can he get the final knock as he goes for it? He doesn't get it in time. Can he see him through the gap? Just
He
needs to get
can
that
barely
one
get
player.
that knock. He just needs that one shot to connect. Arctic has every opportunity to reset inside the smoke. Logic needs to get the pressure on Tommy. 4K holding it down, but somebody needs to get up there before these reses come through. One will bleed out, so that's going to be 5 down and out. Arctic up to just 2 left. That's going to be I-84 versus our Team Arctic, who was looking so good to take home this victory, looking so clean. Now losing 2 members here on that final push into phase 8. It's going to be a 2v2 here coming from the side with the ultimate advantage going over to Logic and Tommy 4K, who have the zone in favor of their position right now.
Yeah, and I was a bit disappointed the guys didn't really capitalise on the push, take the zone. I think they were just trying to figure out exactly where the other people were. I don't think they kind of figured out exactly, oh, hold on, guys, we're 2, and there's only other 2 people up, so they must be in the smoke because he's going for a res, but they're just taking their time. I like this, though. Arctic, though, gets the knock, and this is a team that will capitalise on this. They're going to go straight push. Tommy 4K goes over for a quick look. He looks like he's going to try and exchange the res, but here comes the utility. Will Arctic be able to land this one in? They are in a bar, it will favour Big Rainbow Art, though. It will bounce. I think we'll come close enough. Very, although stick. The molly's now coming over the top. Tommy has to defend here. Has to defend well.
Oh my God, that Molotov just shy of Logic's position. I thought it was game over, but he barely avoids the damage there. Side steps to the side. The shot's now coming through from, I believe, from the side. Very tight. Should have a nice little angle of Tommy 4K focuses his attention onto back here, excuse me, and it doesn't look possible, but no, Very Tice finds Logic peeking a little bit too aggressive, looking to find the trade. Tommy 4K does open up shots, but Isla Beck, baby, with the Groza, takes home the victory for Team Arctic. That right there was a game they needed.
Yeah, that's good. Double chicken dinners, and they needed to end that day nicely. So 23-point game coming in the end, and it was a very strong capitalizing. They had an element of actually the zone pulled back towards them. They kind of favored that. They did crest them in. They got themselves in after that great rotation, a great movement, and closing out the Ferry Pig guys rotating their way around. But unfortunately for IB4, they got a Krispy Kreme, but they got second place. They just didn't have the information, and they didn't have the teams like crashing themselves in. That compound that they found themselves in is actually a very, very good compound. But actually for a zone that's more south of that location, you kind of want that compound for the teams pushing past. But yes, then I've hosted teams like Navi and that have come out of compounds like that to take the wins and get the kill. So it's just all for all. It just didn't really fall for those guys. They did get a nice little second place. But yeah, generally not too bad overall. Let's have a quick look at that final round action replay. As it is a very hard, unfortunately for the guys that they received a knock, it actually allowed our Team Arctic to really, really push forward. Guns in hand, no cover. They've got to rely on their gun skills. Nice pushing forward as both these guys got the split on the smoke either side. Utility still going back over the top. They just need to edge for a knock. A knock then comes in. Tommy looks like he has to reposition himself, going for the shots, knows he's got a person playing, but he's already there, waiting on the edge of smoke. Again, great use of utility, and our Team Arctic, they're holding it out. Let's take a quick break. Let's update the leaderboard, though, and we'll come back and we'll see you guys in just 2 seconds. Welcome back, everyone. First and foremost, thank you very much for everyone that has tuned in, and thank you very much for inviting me to come cast the league. Hopefully, I'll be back, or they'll invite me back for the remaining couple of days, and hopefully, maybe an element of the finals. Wouldn't mind hosting you guys and staying with this lobby all the way through to the final day. But look, let's just wrap things up because we're gonna have a quick break on the league, and then we're gonna be coming back for our final couple before we go into the final. But let me hand over to our wonderful CC exclusive to take us through the leaderboard as it finals up after 5 games.
And after 5 games, Mark Bussett has been a change up here, to say the least, here for some of the teams below the top 5 here. But our top 5 teams are just strong. They are fighting. They are coming in and bringing the heat. They're edgy lads taking it home. 2 victories today. We've got Everyday Heroes taking a victory as well, on top of the Team Arctic taking home 2 as well. That's our top 5 teams. They're all just taking home the victories here and really keeping themselves up inside the standings here. We've got Void sitting on 132 kills with 195 points. Mad Marines right behind him with 165. In 4th, Team Arctic with just, again, 2 victories right behind Mad Marines, ending the day on such a high note here. Big shout out, just being my first time casting to the Norwegian guys, to Mark and to the production here, to just having us here. It's been a fantastic round and just some great talent. As I was telling Mark in between our breaks here, I've just noticed a lot of great players here individually. Mysticals, Ilabeck, Tommy 4K, even, in some of the in before teams, I know they're in last place, but there's just a lot of talent, a lot of information, and the IQs just have been amazing here. So our top 8 teams from the top go to Edgy in 1st, Void in 2nd, the Mad Marines in 3rd, Team Arctic in 4th, the Everyday Heroes there in 5th place. Welcome to Fairy Pair, who had some entertaining moments for us as well, along with News with Boobs right below in 6th and 7th, and then BO putting on a great performance there in the middle of the day. They're almost coming out on top there with their own chicken dinner.
Yeah, overall, a good 5 games. Not normal. I get a little break. Normally, I do best of 6 on PC. I do like this best of 5, but I think that's because that's split across X amount of weeks and it will round up the games quite nicely. And look at the top. Obviously, we had the also our lads coming out the bat, taking the win, showing why they're on the top spot. But EDA had a good game. Remember that Wrangle game? They wrapped on that sort of top of their hill, and they really controlled out not just the lads, but actually a lot of teams coming in to close it out. Our Arctic team, though, getting another little cheeky 2 of the Miramars. Maybe they favour that Miramars really good. And obviously, Edgy, though, he sits in the middle of that Arctic sandwich. A couple of teams which I feel definitely for myself is that Void, very impressed in those last couple of games with, as we saw, coming in from that Miramar point of view. Come back to the camera. Mad Marines, I think, done well. I think they got closed out. I'm still questioning why they left that compound, or they disengaged from that fight there with the lads. I think that was you kind of push yourself away and put them behind you, but then you put Void in front of you. So I was a little bit puzzled about that. Overall, good games. I got caught a little bit on the zone, more at the end zone rotations. Noobs with boobs. Wow, like that team with a 2, like 2 players alone can just control out some crazy game plans, and the IQ is really good to see because they were putting themselves in positions. I know I was saying, if they move here, next round I come back to the map and they've moved there, and they're just raking in kills the whole time. It'd be nice to see if they can keep the numbers up, especially in that sort of mid to late game. Definitely feel like they have a position to be able to sort of capture themselves up the leaderboard, and they have it all to play for. We do have a number of games still left to play, and yes, this is being run like a football league, so that top spot will be getting automatic promotion, but the 6 will be trying to work their way through. So 6 or 4 will be working their way through. Actually, I think it's 4. Be working their way through to get themselves into the final. No, they'll be playing in the finals to get themselves to that promotion to go work. And it's good to see these teams and these players here are not playing for money at the moment. They're playing for not just the banner rights, but to be able to get themselves to that top tier division. This is what I love about PUBG PC. It is that grind that your teams need to get involved in. If you do want to get involved, drop me a DM. I will get you across to their Discord and send you all the links that are relevant towards this league and or any other leagues. It depends on the region that you do situate yourself within. Obviously, I thank you very much, Cold, for tuning in and more importantly than jumping in on the co-cast. I've been eager to get you in for a co-cast for a while. One of my console brothers. So thank you very much for obviously jumping in. I'll make sure though he gets his details in chat. And Go give him a follow. Give him a follow on Twitter. Give him a follow on Twitch. Go show your love and support. He's another caster. Go, again, I'm not going to be biased towards caster because I am only a caster. But go give him some love and support. And obviously, I'll try and get him back in for our next set 4 of the Telialigaen round for us. Anyway, that's enough for me and from Cold. I will be jumping ourselves out. Thank you very much. So we had some subscribers to this channel. And the last couple of days, actually, for September, I'm trying to hit my goal. I'm 23 now. My goal is at 30. So thank you very much for the support and the gifty sub. It wasn't even a sub yourself. You actually gifted that over. So thank you very much for the love and support. Go give us a follow on Twitter. Give us a follow, obviously, on Twitch. We are doing the PCS 7. We are doing a watch party. I'll be asking people like Cold Crew to come by and chill. And we have some giveaways. I've got PCS 7 headphone stands. We've got PCS 7 sunglasses. We've got G coins and drops, etc. that I'll be giving out. We went on the official tweet for PUBG Esports. So tune in for PCS 7 Europe here as a watch party. I get to sit back, relax. I don't have to worry about the buttons and camera angles. That is done by the professionals, and we can just sit back on the sofa, popcorn, drinks in hand, and watch the games unfold. Anyway, that's enough from me. Let's go out and go see if one of my subscribers are live now. We'll go raid them. If not, I'll go find someone in the PUBG community, and I'll see all you guys on my next stream. Peace.